man, Luke Edmondson, who just
I know him.
happens to, have a very special day today.
To be another year around the sun older.
Yay! Happy birthday, Luke!
Thank you.
You got stars in that transition.
We got the sparkle fade. That's nice.
That was pretty fancy, I gotta admit. And we've got Mark back on tech. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Mike.
Masters of the Metaverse, like all of our Zoe programming, is funded and supported entirely by viewers like you. Check out our Patreon page now to see how you can support this show and other great shows like it. Speaking of Patreon, we've got some special backers that I would like to thank today. John Knapp. Thank you.
Knapp.
John, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Abigail Roberts.
Thank you,
Thank
Abigail.
you.
Abigail.
Macy A. Edmonds.
Thank you, Macy A. Edmonds.
Thank you. Masters of the Metaverse is the most interactive live stream RPG on the planet. How exactly? Well, first we have our great little store there. You can check that out right now. You can see how you can influence all of the action during the game and even before the game if you want to preemptively buy something. We're totally okay with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. Everything from the smallest thing like meta points to a full-blown hack attack if you just really need to add something to the story you just think is missing.
Right.
Like talking slushy machines and giant monsters.
Man, I'm gonna fall on a sword for this one. I'm just saying, you killed that baby dinosaur once, and they won't let it go.
Ooh, yeah.
Never have they tried to give us a baby dinosaur.
Right. So true.
Just saying, you've been complaining about the baby dinosaur, but you've never tried to give us a baby dinosaur.
They're afraid that I'll kill it.
What?
But yeah, the store keeps us alive, and that's
Also
what's
fair.
important. Thank
Yeah.
you for keeping us alive.
Thank you.
by using
The store does keep them alive more often than not.
You did give me a feed.
She never has enough pets. That's the problem. Never enough pets.
I love animals.
In addition to our store, we also have our weekly Patreon polls. And I got those results. You guys want to know?
good,
You want to know how you
yes.
did? You want to know how you did?
Yeah,
Do you do it?
sure.
All right. Christian, plus 20 health and plus 7 to a roll.
Ooh.
Maggie, plus 20 health and plus 5 to a roll.
Woohoo!
Luke, plus 30 health and plus 4 to a roll.
Thank you.
Jess, plus 20 health and plus 7 to a roll.
20 health. I'm sorry, what was that second number?
Plus 7 to a roll.
7, I'm listening. Thank you.
And I get 20 health and plus 3 to a roll. And the only reason I get the 20 is because that's the minimum you can get.
Now they think I'm ungrateful.
Yeah, they always think that. They've been thinking
Wow.
that secretly for months.
Wow. All right, I know where we stand now. All right, let's do this episode.
I got chat in trouble with you. That's awesome. Sorry, guys.
No, it's awesome.
We'll try and cover the innuendo in Helen's absence.
Yeah.
Yeah, boobs.
You
Yes.
really don't know how to do this. That's okay. That's
How
okay.
about some credits?
Maybe.
Maybe some
A
good.
group of strangers was brought together through blackmail, lies, and advertising campaigns. They became metapilots, people capable of traveling to strange new places called metaverses and inhabiting the remarkable people known as avatars who lived within. At first, it was just a game, but it soon became a struggle for all reality. Betrayed by an entity that they once trusted, the one known as Tom, these metapilots slayed a would-be immortal, healed a broken world, and saved the entirety of the metaverse. But now, they must answer for their deeds. The metaverse sends you where you need to be. But where are they?
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the metaverse.
Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Control them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse.
Hey!
Ah.
Hello again.
Welcome back. Surprise, surprise. We're all still here.
What?
We did not take the opportunity to flee the building.
We saw it was getting a little laggy. I was concerned. I was about ready to run for a minute.
I know.
I was just like, oh no, they're gonna be so mad. They're gonna think I did it.
It could have been like strobe work.
You really don't want to see me as a slideshow. Previously, on Masters of the Metaverse, Crash entered one of Coliseum's many tournaments, beginning his journey to earn an opportunity to fight for one of the vaunted 16 spots in the Grand Tournament. This did not go entirely according to plan. And while Crash did emerge victorious, he caused quite the stir. This, of course,
mean to.
not even mentioning Wyatt Maxwell's brief encounter with the mysterious Lady Gwen. More on that later. Afterward, they returned to the metaverse of the living gods to find themselves quite literally in hell. The denizens at war for the throne. In the battle that followed, Anubis was slain, Tartarus freed and then promptly re-imprisoned, and the Morrigan claimed the horned crown of the underworld in the name of both Zeus and Amun-Ra.
Cause she's a badass.
That was so cool.
Ordering
I'm
Hades.
still nerding out over that dress.
No.
Ordering Hades and Hell to restore order in her absence or suffer the consequences.
Yes, suck it.
In the aftermath, the avatars of our heroes went their separate ways, each with their own personal errands to attend before the next stage of Amun-Ra and Zeus's plan. Wyatt Maxwell. Amun-Ra departed the Hall of Hell and his companions, first to lay to rest the remains of Anubis, who, while a traitor, was nonetheless kin. His second and more important errand was to go see Osiris, or at least the shrine of Osiris. After his murder eons ago, Osiris' body was secretly placed in a hidden shrine after the recovery of the 26 pieces that he had been cut into. Neither dead nor alive, he's remained there ever since. During troubling times, Amun-Ra would often come here and contemplate, allow himself to embrace the wisdom and divinity of the shrine, perhaps more for just comfort than anything else. This prophecy business is rather troubling to him, the Redeemer. For so long it has remained a strange and nearly forgotten mystery, its details nonsensical. Until now. Somehow, Wyatt, through his bond with you, Amun-Ra has begun to understand this prophecy. And through him, you've begun to glimpse it as well. Whatever this redemption is, it's somehow linked to the metaverse. And it's also very terrifying to the ancient god. Something completely unknown. Could this entire rebellion, this struggle to separate gods and mortals, be a fool's errand? Was all hopelessly lost? Or is this plan the very vehicle of the prophecy itself? It's been difficult to accept ignorance for Amun-Ra, particularly while his companions Zeus and the Morrigan seem to know more than they're letting on. Especially her. Never really trusted the Dark Lady. Has her own motives and agendas, usually inscrutable by others. And all of these things combine to fill Amun-Ra with the one thing he fears most. Doubt. Is he doing the right thing? For the first time, he's unsure. And for the first time, this shrine has provided no comfort. Perhaps when you return to the others. Rosie.
Yes.
As soon as Loki was able, the underworld was left behind. Too many memories there. Too many memories everywhere, really. Despite the vast differences between the two of you, you found common ground in that at least. Mm-hmm. Around every corner, another failure, another sacrifice, another loss, another betrayal, another pointless existence. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Loki only threw in with Zeus just to stick it to Odin and Thor. Being universally disliked has never been fun for the trickster god. I mean, you never really meant any harm, it's just your nature.
Yeah.
Who could argue, really? I mean, how can anybody be surprised you turned out the way you did? How can they be surprised when you look out for your own interests because nobody else is going to? Mm-hmm. Overlooked, underappreciated, and looked down upon. Story of your lives. The only time anyone pays any attention to you is to degrade you, blame you, trick you, or use you.
Uh-huh.
You would have thought your kindred spirit would turn out to be, or who would have thought that your kindred spirit would turn out to be the trickster god? But now Loki has found something, a cause, a project. You. Quietly sitting on a seaside cliff somewhere in the Mediterranean, you can feel the god's gaze turn inward upon you once more. Tell me about Hex, please. I find myself missing her, but I never met her.
Not right now.
Why won't you tell me?
It hurts too much. Can't you just like go into my memories and like learn?
It's not the same.
What if I give you permission?
It's not the same.
Well, what do you want to know about her?
Tell me a story about Hex.
She saw her best friend doing it for the first time in a time loop. So she saw it a lot. She was very interested in what was going on in that bedroom over and over again. That was fun. She also, you know, killed people when they made her mad. She was 12. I don't know, she's the best of me. She loves without fear. She loves unconditionally. And she is a fierce warrior. If you hurt those she loves. Which resonated with me.
I like her.
I do too. You should go in and check out some of the things. Once we made bullets into rainbows. That was fun.
Will you show me?
Yeah.
After a while, between the two of you, you finally both agree to get back to it and
Yeah.
rejoin the others, but not before spending quite a deal of
Oh,
time
yeah.
showing Loki a lot of memories.
Yeah.
And for the first time in that bond, in those moments, sharing those memories, Loki actually feels happy for a little bit, which is really strange.
I feel happy when we do it, even the sad ones. And during that time, just so you know, she's got, like, if there's like a coat or a jacket or a thing, she's got one hand as if she's playing with something in a pocket.
Crash. After the battle in the underworld, Zeus returned to Earth for the next part of his plan. Something he has been avoiding for a very, very long time. His brother. Standing on an island beach in the Pacific, you can see him out there, balanced on his board, focused, looking positively mortal. And the happiest you think you've ever seen the grumpy old bastard. Of course, as he nears the beach and sees you, that look passes and the old, dour, familiar face returns. If you're here to surf, that's cool. Otherwise, kindly fuck off, bro.
I'll surf, I suppose. Why not?
Scans.
Do you have an extra board, or?
Yeah, there's one over there, man.
Cool. So how does this work?
Come on, I'll show you.
All right.
Two of you paddle out into the water. And just wait. We're just gonna sit here for a bit. Wait for the right wave.
Oh.
I don't tell him what to do anymore.
Why not?
Why?
Could do a lot of good.
When did we do a lot of good, Zeus?
Never.
Uh-huh.
Not
So
once.
you still at this whole thing?
Yeah. We've got new help. The kind of new help we never thought we'd get.
What do you mean?
I mean, we are in a time of prophecy.
We're always in a time of prophecy.
We're in a time of a different prophecy, the one we don't talk about.
How do you know?
I can just tell. I've got a friend.
Huh.
It took me a while to figure it out, but he's got friends too, and they're here in us.
Like mortals?
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely mortals.
You're not bullshitting me this time?
I have no reason to do that.
All right, prove it. Let me talk to him.
Okay?
Hi. Poseidon.
Oh, you want to talk directly to him?
I thought that's what you were going to do.
Yeah, okay. Move over, kid.
Hey,
Hi.
so you're not a Zeus trick?
Nope.
All right, if you're not a Zeus trick, tell me something Zeus wouldn't tell me.
Oh, Dracinda. You remember Dracinda? He totally nailed her.
I don't know whether to be pissed off or happy, Zeus.
He's been keeping it from you he's really mad. Oh gosh. Okay. he did not want me to tell you that. Okay. Anything else? Because that could just be Zeus telling you a secret if you want to make sure that it's not him and it's me. You'd have to think of something else, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here. You ever surf, kid?
I am really good at the TNC Surf Factory video game on the original NES.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well, I do.
Okay.
So, clearly I must be real.
That's, not something Zeus would say. All right, I'm buying it.
Neat. So, you know he needs you, right?
For what?
To be his brother? I think that's it. You need to be there with him, because this is about family and putting everybody home.
Everybody home.
We all have to go home. He thinks all of us, you and me and us, and Odin and them, and Amun-Ra and them, we all need to go home.
So he's not warring to.
He doesn't want to take over. He wants to give it back. Then the gifts that we give the mortals will be gifts and not quid pro quo.
All right.
You know, I've heard there's problems with quid pro quo.
I really don't have much inclination to help Zeus, but
Help me.
I'll help you.
You're awesome. I read some books that you had a son and he was really cool. That's all.
Most of my kids aren't very cool.
No, this one was, but he's pretend, so it's okay.
Did he have a wicked knife?
Yeah.
Maddox, the Morgan has been inscrutable to you, but you know the reverse does not hold true. In the beginning, just finding a grip in the maelstrom that was her was almost impossible, but now it's different. Like she's helping you maintain that grip, keeping you safe. It's really hard to put your finger on it. Her mind is very alien, but you can feel a sense of purpose, building towards something. And you're pretty sure whatever it is, it's not whatever Zeus or Odin have in mind. She's taken you into the far north, deep into trackless snow. You're pretty sure you passed the North Pole. Ahead, a small fire burns somehow in this intense cold. Odin is there, waiting, sitting on a stump. The entire scene is, of course, conjured. Odin is nowhere near here.
Oh,
He would never risk meeting you in person without a host of his finest warriors. But waiting nonetheless is his projected apparition. It was wise of him to come. Greetings, please sit. You can feel the Morgan bristle internally, then regain control. She remains standing. So it's come to this, has it? After a moment, you can feel her just slowly nod. And there's no other way. You're absolutely sure. And again, she nods. You know, I'd hoped there'd be more time, but I've always been kind of a hopeful fool, haven't I? Again, she nods. This time you can feel a mirthless smile creep across her lips. So be it. Tell Zeus I'll meet him at the place of his choosing in 7 days and 7 nights. Tell him... No, I don't suppose it really matters, does it? Once more she nods, then departs. The others will be waiting. The time of redemption draws near. Reunited within the safety of your hidden demiplane, it is time to liberate Fallow Hall.
Fallow Hall. So, how did everybody do?
Fine.
All right, good talk.
I'm deeply troubled that this is where we have landed. But here we are, and there's no way forward but forward.
What said the Allfather?
I met up with Odin. Projection of his consciousness. He said he will meet you in 7 days in place of your choice.
I'm sure he specified 7 days and 7 nights and said some flowery nonsensical. Anyway, it's over.
Doesn't give us a lot of time.
No.
That means we have a few places we need to go. And the first of those is Fallow Hall. We have some things kept there. Or is that the thing we have people kept at? I can never remember. That's the people one. The pit's the bad place. Probably won't have to go there at all. By the way, after we're done, we may be going there.
For everyone's reference, Fallow Hall is located in Antarctica. It is the prison for the more human-like beings, chosen and other offspring of the gods. Powerful wards and runes prevent any kind of access by magic or planar shifting, even by divine beings. Previously, the Bifrost was one of the only ways that consistently worked. But with you taking it down, now manual transport to Antarctica is the only way things have been getting in and out, including their supplies.
If you tell me that we are doing murder on the Fallow Hall Express, I'm gonna lose my mind.
There's no train.
Okay, just saying.
That doesn't
Just saying.
work on so many levels that we're not even going to go into.
That was a brilliant idea. I just had.
Just
See? Bless you, Maggie. Oh, no, it's because I sneezed. Oh, darn.
Just
Sorry.
the logistics of building a railroad in Antarctica.
We're not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even going.
Great.
Yeah, we're not going there today.
Sorry.
Kenneth Branagh would.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
In addition to the wards that prevent access,
What if he shaved? I wouldn't watch it.
Nah.
the long-term enemies of Odin, who were later his allies, the Jotuns, the giants, are the guardians of Antarctica, and then the prison itself has all kinds of guards. The not the least of which is Baldur.
And his gate?
Oh, Baldur.
Well, not the most powerful of gods. There's the thing of just everybody likes Baldur. And it's sort of been an insurance policy to keep him there. You know, you do something bad to Baldur, you won't have any friends. Because he's everybody's friend. He's the one reasonable guy left. Of course, that's
No.
what you think.
So, time to go herb shop?
Didn't you kill him the first time he died?
Mm-hmm.
Now, isn't that why you're at odds with your entire family, kind of forever?
Oh, potato.
It's more like potato. Just saying.
Potato.
All right, so what do you think? Front door? No?
Oh, sure, yeah, whatever. bust through.
What? No, that's a terrible idea.
No, I think you should do it.
No, I think we should just walk in the front door.
All right.
As Odin and his family.
That I can get behind.
Oh, with you in handcuffs.
Wow.
They'll be fake. They'll be illusory. You'll be handling all the illusions since most gods can see through other gods' illusions except for, yours.
Right. All right then. Can they be pink and fluffy?
Can what be pink and fluffy?
My handcuffs.
Then they're not going to think I'm bringing you in as a prisoner, but as a playmate.
Ooh. The difference?
I mean, yes, but why?
I guess we could do pink fluffy handcuffs.
No, I'll do regular.
Well, that's very sweet of you. But if we're Odin and his retinue, they'll have to let us right in. At least we'll get in the front doors and past those giants. Once we're inside, we can probably move around a lot more freely than we can from the outside trying to get in. What do you think? Tactically, is this a good plan? I mean, you're kind of our resident war god right now.
Sure. I'm sorry. I'm a little preoccupied. My head is elsewhere. I was just preoccupied with seeing him and hearing that. And I think that's great. You have great ideas. You always do.
Why did that scare me?
That's worth consideration. Do we know who Odin's current retinue is?
Oh, a couple of his no-good kids.
Well,
Yeah,
of course.
Odin, Thor.
Thor is still going to be recovering.
Indeed.
Right.
He probably looks like 90 right now.
Oh yeah. We could do it though. I mean, oh my god.
Well, who would Baldur be happiest to see? Other than you. He's always liked you for some reason.
It's true.
It's your family. I don't know.
The only one that didn't hold killing him against you.
It's
Like,
true.
all the others hated you for it. He understood.
Who in this battle that we've had with people changing sides is in Odin's current group?
The majority of the Norse gods are, in fact, not present.
That's
with
what I
him.
assumed. Okay. So who do we know?
He tends to actually avoid the company of other gods and uses chosen most of the time. It's like he's afraid of letting other gods close to him.
Yes,
So
that
he-
scans.
He chooses.
Thor's kids, usually. I imagine.
Yep, they're mostly Thor's kids.
Great. Well, I've seen 3 of Thor's children.
Oh, you've seen many more of Thor's, and they all look remarkably, annoyingly similar. Big and dumb.
Great. We can all be big, blonde, and dumb, right? Other than just me, who's that way naturally.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, I know what I am.
Yeah, play to your strengths.
That's right. Be self-aware. It's important.
All right. You look big and dumb. You look big and dumb, and you look big and dumb. I look fantastic.
And she is right. They, all of you do look
Ding,
big,
ding,
blonde,
ding.
and dumb.
Oh, but you have to smell like
So
his
which one of us
children.
is Odin?
Okay, fine. Ding. And then I'm gonna.
Oh, she just naturally gravitated towards picking me. Did you see that?
Yes, well, you are as much of an asshole as he. Anyway, all right, blonde and dumb and blah, blah, blah.
But before we enter, I'm gonna teleport to a grocery store.
Okay.
Steal Axe body spray, teleport back and spray down the children because it'll be a dead giveaway if they don't. It hurts.
Axe chocolate on me, bro. No, I know my scent.
Suck it up, suck it up. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Yeah, again. Better, right? You almost taste it.
That's the problem. It
palpable.
stings. It stings. And I was just getting used to
I
it.
literally thought she was going to eat me. I'm pretty sure I just shat my tunic.
Now that can only help with the costume. It's good.
Oh boy, yeah, that just scared the piss out of me.
Right now, Odin smell. Ooh, that's trickier.
It's just like wet bird, right? Wet bird and whatever.
That is true. I'm going to teleport to a place
Wet
with
bird and
birds.
old furs, you know.
I'm just gonna come back with 2 dead wet crows.
You know, I think a bottle
then
of
just-
Old Spice will probably just do it.
Oh no, I'm gonna rub crows all over. Dead
Yeah, that's
wet
not.
crows.
That is not happening.
Old
Oh, it's
Spice and
happening.
gin.
No, it is
Boom.
not.
Good to go. Good to go.
Unless you'd like to run this little con from a different plane, absolutely not.
Alright, fine. I'll bring the crows back to life and have them fly above him. Don't, you need the crows. They've got to be there.
Right.
I think of the details. That's all I'm saying. You would have walked through, they would have smelled you and been like, not right.
You just tried to rub a dead animal on me.
It would have been authentic.
It's a crow, though. Can we just...
The more I can accept
I
it,
think it's a
Axe body spray. That is taking one for the fucking team. So, they agree. Did you hear? See? Mm-hmm.
Did you make them? Okay, no, you're good.
They're just digging the chocolate.
So, your vast magical illusory powers don't extend to the sense of smell, or are you just being a dick? Mm-hmm.
little from column
Yeah.
A, little from column
Par
B.
for the course.
If I wanted, it's like, if I wanted just a visual or an auditory illusion, I could have handled that myself, Loki. Nice try.
It's fine, party pooper.
Well, I'm just saying. Zeus 1, Loki 7. God damn it, I'm still behind.
It's true. It's so true.
Math was never your strong suit. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, we're going back to this. Oh, the big dumb god. Well, you know, I'm about 10 times smarter than the smartest person. Or is it 100 times?
Don't-
It doesn't matter.
Just let it go.
Math
let it go.
sucks.
Yes. We can all agree there. Nerds.
So, if you were Odin, what would you say? Let's practice.
Oh, let's see. Probably something in, is it German?
Yes.
9.
I'm with you, Mo.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Okay. I used to be a greater deity like you, but then I took an arrow in the knee.
Oh dear God.
And just really lean into it.
Oh yeah,
Lean into
maybe
it.
I do the limp and.
No, okay. Try what? Try again. Try again.
Okay, hold on. Hello, my name is Odin. I am the old father. Bork, bork, bork.
That is
German.
much closer to what Odin really sounds like. All right, now.
First attempt to Hades and score the Hades.
So take
Yes.
take them
These
both.
are the Mercuries. The
You
Mercuries to pick up and to do the paper over the battlefield and take them to the burn.
I've never heard of them.
So I want now that you don't have to marry them. I know you're not a big fan of marriage, but I want you to make them make love. So you take the 2 ones and you put them together.
All right, I'll do that.
The
You think I don't know what making love looks like?
The accent with 2 backs, as it were.
I will work on it on the way.
Yeah, we need to get going because this blonde is really starting to burn my scalp a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
The
get going.
light,
Fair,
I
but-
don't...
No, I can help.
Is that more Axe body spray?
It's fine. It helps with the burning.
You know, I wore that for like 5 years. It used to be called Atlas body spray back in the day, but
Well,
the
you needed
Greeks
it. He was always
came out of
sweating,
fashion.
Good
holding the
branding.
world up.
you would be sweating too if you held the world up.
I know.
I'm sweating now with this stuff.
I know.
All right, let's get us to the gates, everybody. It's a Shazam on 3, 2, Shazam.
You are at the very edge of the Antarctic rune towers, preventing magical transit. one of the gate arrival areas, which has had to do a lot of recent construction and work, and extra Jotuns are here because they're having to manually ship in all of the supplies for the 3,000 plus inmates and staff at the facility. This has been a logistical nightmare, being as they decided to locate the prison in Antarctica.
Okay, it is fucking cold here. So,
Good place to get a sweat on though, bro.
can I borrow your phone?
Phone.
Don't pretend like you don't have a smartphone.
Is it the tappy?
Okay, I'll just. There, thank you.
You don't have the password though.
I don't need the password.
Yes, you do.
Charged.
Oh, I mean, thank you for charging.
You're very welcome. There's your kids. Okay.
Hey, out of the pictures! Out of the pictures!
I'm calling what, Chastity or Calamity or whatever her name is.
Tragedy?
Tragedy. Right. Calling her up. Letting her know that like, hey, I don't know where you are, but if you could like get some dudes together and make it look like we're hitting that place with everything we got just for about 5 minutes, I'd really appreciate it.
Understood.
I need Odin to look. Let me know when he is looking.
You're waiting, sitting there for probably 5 or 6 minutes before a couple of the Jotuns start to like look over and notice that there's Odin and people, unscheduled arrivals, and a couple of them rush off. And a few prison guards run over to greet you, immediately falling to their knees and praising the Allfather, as they are mandated to do.
Get up!
Oh, the other choice is execution. So.
Stay down.
Hey,
You know what's
hey.
going on.
Not for you. Quiet. We've got God business going on, not your nonsense.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize it was God business.
That is enough out of you, my child.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You come here to get your due.
Bruh. I'm so glad we're all so
Really not good at this accent.
Yeah, no, good. All right.
We would like to come inside.
Well, we'll have a truck available for you right away. We're really sorry about the delay, sir. We didn't know you were coming.
Could I get a tea?
Next time, anticipate a whim, brah.
Slow down or
bruh.
taste the tip of my spear.
Indeed.
I'm pretty sure that's how he flirts, too.
Yeah, yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you let me rub the ravens on you, the accent would have been a problem.
You could have handled it. You're just being a dick.
Within a few minutes, they have a truck pulled
My
up.
hands
It
are
is
tied.
has
It's fake
tracks on it
handcuffs.
as opposed to wheels for getting across the snow. And it's been a while for most of you since you've actually had to ride in conventional transport over any number of distance. I mean, usually you want to go somewhere, you're there.
Can I get a pillow?
I like to fly. I mean, flying is
And-
rad.
Despite it just being endless and trackless snow, it being so long since you've had just a simple pleasure of a ride is actually kind of nice.
Sweet tracks, bro.
Are you pooping right now?
Oh, no, dude. Too far.
No, it's perfectly in character. His children just defecate all the time. Just there you go. Perfect.
All right,
yes.
so just commitment to, yeah,
no, full
okay.
on.
Yes, you look
The
like a
more-
bunch of assholes. Congratulations.
It's perfect. So if you could just keep farting some burps, that'd be good. Oh, maybe.
Those are my boys.
No. Sorry,
maybe
ma'am.
Grandchildren.
Okay,
Sweet
maybe-
one, bruh.
All right.
All right, everyone. Maybe let's dial it back just a little.
They would probably also be asking.
I've anticipated your whim so like. Here's a buff for like when you need it, brah. Hashtag Wyatt buff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe some beer, ale, mead.
Mead. They do mead here.
Hey, just pick one. You guys wouldn't be sober for this
They don't have the
long.
constitution for wheat.
Oh, my gluten intolerance.
Yeah. Said every Norse god ever.
So, you
Oh,
know,
my gluten intolerance is really picking up.
No, it's okay. I have divine celiac disease. It's
Eat the
So,
fat.
you know, just like hit it.
I would get
Oh,
some mead,
weird.
bruh.
Yeah, meat's around, brah.
And meat, brah.
All right, bros. Let
I'm
us
gonna-
move forward.
I'm gonna start doing some push-ups in the booth, brah.
It is about a 3-hour trip by land.
I'm doing
to
push-ups the
prison
whole time.
facility. The logistics of them moving food and water here and everything else must be a nightmare.
So, just in terms of, like, there's nothing else here.
Every once in a while you see one of the...
Hashtag chat power Christian to Tiny Titan. Because Titan is definitely Odin leveled baggery but like needs to be tiny.
So he's gonna be Tiny Odin? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I get to be just for the time of my time as Odin.
You get to be Tiny
He
Odin.
sounds like Tiny Titan.
Yes.
You can blame me.
Oh, I do.
Oh, wait. Where'd the accent go? Come on, Zeus.
Oh, tiny and accent.
Bork, bork, bork.
It's cute.
Other than the trackless snow, every so often there is one of the really large rune-covered towers that are used to stop any form of teleportation and make the facility secure. You know from your own experience that there's at least 1,000 of those towers scattered around the Antarctic area because it takes a ton of combined magic to keep gods out. It's not easy.
If we're staying in character, one of you needs to get so drunk that you throw up out the side of the drive thing, the
Okay,
carriage.
we cannot lose sight of the reason that we are here.
Just spray some axe in my mouth, and that'll do the trick.
Well, you know,
Well done.
actually, the first person.
James, who is on the list of the people that I'm trying to free from this place?
Oh man, just about every single one of your living children are here. So you could start there to begin with. I mean, any one of them that isn't in the underworld, here.
Good to know.
You know, you might want to let them know that of the 3,000 residents here, at least half of them have bad history with, well, you.
Yeah.
And the other half have bad history with Odin, and almost all of them have. Yeah, it's just.
Hey man, that's the way it goes sometimes when you're a battle, you know?
So next in line is we would arrive all having a giant orgy.
Have you seen Orion's belt lately? It's really a waste of space. I know. Bad pun. 3 stars. Hashtag meta point.
Thank you, Pat. You did a dad joke, or as we call them, a Jamesism.
A Jamesism. Thank you, Pax. So, right, as I was saying, we would all have an orgy when we arrived. So when they open the door, we're just going at it.
So they're basically exactly like the groups.
Yes. So...
Actually, that scans, yes.
Anyone? Takers?
No.
No?
I think it's very important that we keep a certain level of stoicism and seriousness.
Right. No, that makes sense.
No, I'm with Odin. Tiny Odin.
You may address me as All-Father.
Cool. All-Father's got a point. Stoicism, realism, commitment to character, brah.
Bruh.
That's where we're at.
What? And
I
commitment
think we
to
should just pull our
character.
objectives. Pull your objectives.
Absolutely. Also filled to the back row. All right.
So we're gonna bang some people, bruh.
That's perfect.
Booyah.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
just like a
Yeah,
soul
yeah,
child.
Totally. We're going to be banging so much. So
So
much.
wait, no, I didn't just say so much banging, bruh. We
Right.
bang. Is a bang train.
So who wants to go first?
Yeah.
At this point, you have reached the
very
Fallow
nervous.
Hall, which as a prison only has a single surface layer. The majority of it is built into the ground.
Oh, that's great.
And it seems as someone has radioed ahead as Baldur himself is waiting to greet his father at the gates.
Hello!
Baldur, my boy.
What up, bruh?
Bruh.
Bruh.
Father,
You seem unhappy to see me, my son.
I've continued to ask for better and more supplies. I've continued to ask for medical care for these prisoners, and you continue to deny me. And now you show up on a frivolous visit?
Hey, bro, why don't you take the tune and turn it down?
Silence!
Any visit by the Allfather is anything but frivolous.
You know, Baldur, just like coming in here, if you like turned off that little pillar Rooney thing, I could just pop over, get you some supplies, and pop back into you.
As you can see,
I'd love to help you, Loki, but you know I can't do that.
I have brought Loki.
I'm here.
Exactly.
Hello.
What are you talking about? Frivolous, bro.
Look, member of the Total the Resistance, bro. Damn, I wonder.
And you really want to just throw Loki in here? You think that's a solution?
He does. Let him think it's the correct solution and just go with it.
You know what? I wish to hear my son out. What do you think we should be doing with the prisoners?
There shouldn't be any prisoners, Father.
Suck it.
Oh. And, why is that?
Because this stupid war, and you, this shouldn't be happening.
If you could have one wish, would it be to set these people free? Because I will grant you one wish. If that's what you choose, you can let them go right now.
Set down your burden, bruh.
You're trying to trick me.
No, I'm offering you a boon. Bruh.
I think he's trying to trick me, Loki.
I swear on my own name, I am not.
But I don't think he's trying to trick you.
Well, then what's he not telling me?
He ate fish.
It's an exploding offer, bruh.
Look, we just introduced the Allfather to some sushi so we can get some nice quality protein after a good lift.
Yeah, bro. LBs.
Boom.
Pack those
Steaks and
pounds.
weights, dude.
Look, okay, weigh your option. Like, really, is it so bad? Like, okay, just wish for it if that's what you want. And then what's the worst that can happen?
He'll drop them in the ocean, murder them, sacrifice them, any number of other horrible things.
And would that be so easy for me?
Probably.
I could never. Well, I mean, I totally could. I'm a dick.
Odin, can you make a promise if you free them not to kill them?
Oh, if that's his wish.
See, it's all in the wording. Trust me, it's all in how you phrase your wish. Don't know why people don't get it for centuries.
I mean, in case
how
you're
many
wondering,
times?
of course I'm secretly hoping you just wish me to murder your friend Loki. If you could wish for that instead.
You know I would never ask for such a thing.
Well, what would you ask for? Ask for it.
I mean, this is kind of a unique opportunity.
Come inside, Father.
Okay. Absolutely, my son.
As I pass by, I'm like, hey, bro, I really didn't appreciate the way you snapped at me, bro. That really kind of hurt my feelings, bro.
Okay.
I really don't appreciate any of Thor's children.
Neither
And
do
then when I passed by, I crop dust him.
No different than Thor.
You know, we're more than just the summation of our parents,
Yeah,
bro.
man, bro.
Could you show me? What are you then? What else are you other than Thor's kid?
Well, if you check that, that's
Uh-huh.
some serious fucking gains there.
Yeah. Oh,
And
bro,
you're-
I was gonna say your lat game is like, you've been blowing up, bro. Like you've been breaking pounds.
All right, let's go.
You do realize
Okay. Are we all inside now?
Yes. He has led you inside. It is a very depressing building.
Dude, this sucks.
I've been telling you that for centuries, Father.
I've been keeping you here? And you're my favorite?
I've been volunteering
I'm
here.
the fucking worst.
I've been volunteering here to help these people. So you don't just leave them to be tortured and forgotten.
If you were really helping them, you would have set them free already.
I can't defy you, Father.
Well, then you're probably in the right place.
So, like interior design, I mean, again, I'm saying just bring that pillar down, I'll pop off, go get someone real good, pop in, do it, paint the walls.
So, you're gonna let him go? You're gonna wish for them to let go?
that happen?
I don't trust you, Father. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Honestly, I trust Loki more than I trust you.
Me too. Total trustworthy.
Well,
At least I know where Loki stands.
Loki's honest.
And Loki, I promise that your stay here will be comfortable. I will not allow the All-Father to have you tortured while you're here.
Do we have some measure of privacy in this place?
Yes.
Good. Loki, would you mind? 'Cause this is killing me, and this is killing me. Come on.
Right.
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh,
Sorry, we just really had to get past the guards. It was a.
I
Hi.
find Thor insufferable as well. Apologies for our behavior.
Yeah.
That was incredibly
It was
distasteful.
spot on.
Oh man, here we all are in this place of privacy with the Morrigan, and you all by your lonesome. That's terrible for you. I mean,
Right, but what if we told you we're here to free everyone?
everyone,
Yay!
hooray!
And how many are going to die in the process?
However
None.
many fight and lose.
Correct math on that one.
The 4 ladies will not give up their charges lightly.
Which 4 ladies?
Forseti, Skadi, Uller, and Vali.
Oh, great. Yeah, them. Well, we'll have to take care of them then.
Question: have you slept with any of them?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not
Probably.
recently.
But not for a while.
All right, all right. Do you think you can use that as a way in?
I'm the enemy. I think that they would just as soon kill me as
I don't
well,
know. I
anything
don't know.
else.
Sometimes you get that message late at night. What are you doing? No matter how mad you are, there's a little part of you that's like.
Yeah, I haven't been through that because I haven't had a cell phone for 13 years because I've been dead.
Right.
How did she...
Loki. Who else? How else?
And the All-Father?
What about him? He's not really here. He's responding to an emergency somewhere else that we made up.
Also, the Bifrost is down, if you didn't know.
I am aware. Contact with the mainland has been sporadic.
I'm here for my sisters and my children and everyone.
So those pillars, we could just like crumble down.
Not that easy, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, right. Look, okay, it's weird. Just go with me, Baldur. Just like connection time. There's this weird little voice in my head who's very confident about taking down pillars. She's very about like pillars, schmillers. We can take down. I've taken down pillars.
I know
What did you
exactly
do?
what you're
You
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking about, don't you?
Oh, I know
Yes, you do.
exactly what you're talking
Right,
about.
so we can take down the pillars. Come on, it'll be
What
fun.
did you do to Loki?
I am fantastic.
Loki has changed over the years.
Haven't
Just
we
like
all?
I have.
Haven't we? Neither of us have sex anymore.
Oh, I just don't have children anymore. There's a big difference.
Here's your coin.
Thank you.
No, but we could just like.
You said a voice in your head.
Oh, you know what it's like up there. I mean,
The
it's
time
like,
of prophecy approaches, Baldur.
Is unfortunately here and now. We have all been granted or burdened with mortal influence as well.
Amun-Ra, he is still the son of the All-Father.
Yes. But we have received direct intervention from mortal forces.
So it is true.
What have you heard?
Less heard and more read between the lines. The All-Father is not as deceptive as you would like to believe.
And the Fates are losing their shit right now, I'm sure. He still have them locked up with him?
Yes.
But like, you also realize if we free everyone, you don't have to stay here. It's kind of gross.
Baldur, now we've told you too much. Do you understand that?
We are not killing
Is that why she's
Baldur.
here?
It could be, but it's not.
I won't let them kill
It might be time. Loki saw reason. There's no reason you can't too. We can keep you out of the fights. You don't have to oppose your father directly if that's what you need. But it's time you were on the right side.
Then the prisoners?
Need to be set free. And given a choice.
How do you plan on bringing them from the fore without bringing this whole place down and killing them all in the process?
I plan on bringing this whole place down and killing them in the process.
Oh, rewind. He plans on bringing the whole place down with no one dying.
The pillars must fall.
I'm saying the pillars. It just keeps screaming. Pillars, take down the pillars.
This place doesn't belong here, Baldur. It never did.
You're right.
It's a switch. It's like a boop, pillars off.
We've made it into a heavily guarded landfill for the things we need to cast off. The things that don't agree with us. When those things have just as much right to be here as we do. Just saying, think about it.
What if I convince the four to come to the surface? Convince them that there's something they need to do. Maybe convince them that the Allfather actually is here and they need to meet him. That way, if you have a conflict with them, the prisoners won't be endangered.
We never planned on putting the prisoners in danger. That's exactly what we need your help with, Baldur.
I won't lie to them.
I'm not asking you to.
No, you can say Odin is here. Because he's always in your heart.
Besides, everything he knows he learned from me, so in a way.
All right.
We're going there again, are we? That's fine.
Well, just saying.
I'll do it. But I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for them.
As well you should.
That's the only reason I would have you do it. Just the prisoners, you say. Well, I'm doing it for everyone. So, I mean, I guess that makes me more awesome than you. Like, a little bit.
How do you stand here?
I need it, Baldur. I need it. You have to let me have it.
Gotta give you that one.
It's all right. I made the more
I've changed as much as I can.
Can you have her not look at me any longer? It's
I
really,
can't make
really
her
terrible.
do anything. By the way, she's the king of the underworld now. Queen of the underworld. I'm not really sure if the Morrigan has a gender.
Okay. You're making me kind of uncomfortable.
I'm trying to breathe through the Axe body spray.
Oh, right. But it worked, didn't you? Like, totally bought it. You were like, oh, those are Thor's kids. They smell like crap.
Morrigan, you do realize that Loki could have just pretended like there was Axe body spray on you and everyone would have thought that?
I was trying to be a team player.
See?
And we appreciate that.
Exactly, that's the...
But if you don't question Loki, you're asking for it.
She's starting to grow on me.
Oh, me too.
Suck it.
Nope.
I think that's the most I've ever heard her speak.
I think that's the longest she's ever gone speaking without murdering someone.
Oh, you should have seen what she did in hell, though. Oh my god. She took this thing and
do
she
you want
impaled
Odin
them?
here?
Sorry.
I'll just tell them that he's here.
That would be a lie, Baldur.
So, do we stick with Thor's kids with Odin? Me in handcuffs? A better suggestion.
You're right. I will tell them Loki is here. I will bring them up easily enough. They all hate you.
Oh, goody. What were their names again?
Forseti, Skadi, Oler, and Vali. All goddesses.
Skadi. What was the other one? Forseti,
Oler
Skadi.
and Vali.
Voller and Vali?
Oler and Vali.
Oler and Vali. Oler and Vali.
Would they prefer should I be in handcuffs again?
I'm just going to tell them you're here and let them deal with it.
Right. Anyone want to change their person? Maybe someone new.
And I will not be participating.
Of course, we wouldn't ask it of you.
Would you like to be banished so it looks like you put up a fight?
No.
All right.
Want to go back to being Odin? You found something new?
No.
No. Just me. Am I bait? Am I bait? You're using me as bait!
You're using you as bait.
Yes.
No, I did not come to this conclusion.
I feel like this was all your idea.
It was not my idea. I'm not that stupid.
It's not long before you can sense them approaching.
Oh yeah.
Fine. Yeah, fine.
And on the surface of the facility, towards its entry gates, you meet the 4 goddesses in battle. Initiative, my friends.
Oh, I just want to say hello. Initiative?
What? What do we have?
12.
12 for Amun-Ra.
23.
23 for
nice.
Loki.
I am on Avatar side.
Yes. What did you get over there?
Oh, 23.
23.
13.
13.
No,
do it-
no, plus 4.
We do it based on
17.
Nope, you have an initiative modifier on your sheet.
We're both 6. I'm 6 on both sheets.
Yeah, I was 5. That's why I went from 22 to 23.
Good, I'm 1 over. I could use Crash's initiative. I'll make that 17 to a 19.
Nice.
All
Oh.
right. We have two
I'm not gonna use
23s.
lightning
Both
reflexes, too. That'd be-
both of you
Yeah.
are first. So among yourselves, you can either. I think she wants
Oh,
that spot,
alright.
so you're fighting for it.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. I'm going to change yours to 23.5. Just so I
You
can
could just
keep
give me
track.
24. That's fine. No big deal.
Well, if somebody else joins in, they might get 24, and I don't want you to be tied to them because you would be after them.
I'm sorry. Did you say if someone else joins in?
Oh,
This
yeah,
is a-
you know.
This is a free-for-all initiative.
Battle.
Sometimes things happen.
Because who knows what's
But
going
you
on.
are going to start us off. We have 4 Norse goddesses to deal with. 2 of them are known for their winter aspects, which understandably why Odin would place them here. One is his torturer. Vali loves to inflict pain upon people that she deems deserving, which is
Okay.
everyone.
Right. And
And you have a death goddess.
nice.
Which one is that?
Well, the spelling and pronunciation are entirely different. I don't do
That's fine. Just which one?
Icelandic. The spelling would be Forseti, but it's actually a V type sound. But I can't even make those kinds of weird faces that people make to make those noises.
All right.
But that's the death goddess?
Yes, well, death, war, magic. She's
Oh, no,
also known as a
I'm-
judge.
no, I'm here.
Yeah,
She's all yours.
Hey, but I'm first, right?
you are first.
Hey, Fours. hey, Fours. Don't know if you know. Oh, by the way, you look awful, but you know it's fine. It's kind of dingy here. Don't know if you noticed. Made a new friend, the Morrigan. Let me tell you, she is so much cooler than you. You know what she does now? You know what she does? She rules hell. Do you rule hell? I don't think you do, but this one. Also, you know what she can do? She can touch you and you just die. You can't even do that. You're useless. This one, though, oh, goodness, yeah. No, look at that. Woo.
So, verbal beratement for your election?
Yeah.
Hashtag cool rule. The raging rocks and shivering shocks did break the locks on prison gates. And Phoebus' car did come from afar to make and mar the foolish fates.
I love it. And now we have the rest of the
thank you.
rule of cool. Oh my god, thank you.
There is a full rule of cool in there.
So I would like to, I think I'm going to use intimidation or just to infuriate or mock or, because it's not a bluff. It's
No.
totally true.
But what I need to know is what reaction you're attempting to get.
I want all of the energy on the Morrigan, who is much stronger and cooler than I am.
I got you. You are trying to instigate a fight.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like it.
way over there.
Okay.
In pure Loki fashion.
Will you give me then a personality-based skills check,
Yes, I
which
will.
happens to be your strong suit as Loki?
What? How did it happen? That is a 12, so I beat it by 8.
That is definitely a success.
Good.
She looks entirely convinced and fixated on proving herself the worthy opponent to the Morrigan.
I mean, don't worry, you can just go away. Just go back downstairs. I know
Who's
it's
next?
embarrassing for you. You're not.
Morrigan!
Nope.
Well, since there is a cool rule, clearly Jess needs a buff to break it.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Well done.
Awesome! Thank you, Maximo.
So, Morrigan, that's what we call a pitch. I pitched it to you, now you gotta hit it. I set you up, it's golden.
Yes, please continue explaining baseball to the Morrigan.
The little person might know it, but the little person in me says little person in her knows.
Just
what
rip
baseball
out
is.
her heart.
Oh, can you eat it while she's still watching you? That would be so lovely.
I was gonna say, so she's coming up, looking at me.
Oh yeah, she has definitely been listening to the words coming out of Loki's mouth and is fixated upon you. Man, Loki is really good at manipulating individuals.
What is she wearing?
She's like very traditional, like old style Nordic dress, like very 8th century Europe. Mm-hmm. Very into the whole furs, primal look. Mm-hmm. The whole lot of them kind of are. It's like they never really, almost all of Odin's people didn't really get past the whole 8th, 9th century bit. They stayed there and they want things to stay there.
That torture is all yours.
Okay. Well then, a question about my shape-shifting. Can part of me shape-shift and part of me stay the same?
Like two separate entities? Or
No,
one?
just
Absolutely. Like if you just wanted to have a part of you turn into it, absolutely within your power.
Okay.
In fact, maintaining a shape is a choice for you. You don't have a natural shape.
Okay.
But you do suck it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to, I'm gonna grow out, my dragon's tail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna turn around and use the spikes of the dragon tail to literally smack her and like impale her right into the wall. I just turn around and my tail goes and just sticks her on the wall.
All I'm saying is this is a whole impaling phase you're going through. I love it. I'm just here for it. Just here.
Can I have a combat-based skill check, please?
That is a 13 on 20.
A success by 7, which is just enough to overcome her divine dodge bonus. And you do, in fact, strike her and pin her against the wall with your tail.
Oh, why don't you shape change into a dragon? Oh, you can't. Oh, she can't.
And our next person on the
Shoddy
account
Death
will
Goddess.
be the Winter Huntress Scotty, who will be using her fabled bow to shoot the one person in this whole group that she hates more than any other individual.
I wonder who.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be firing at Loki 3 times.
Whoa!
All 3 are successes, but only 2 are successes that are higher than your dodge bonus. Neither of them are higher enough as successes to be critical successes. However, these are artifact type weapons though, so they are going to hurt you. Yeah. These are 140 damage per blow, so 80 of it is going to go through your armor.
Oh, it's fine. It's only 60.
As arrows from her bow penetrate your flesh and then mystically disappear because they're made of
Ow.
light.
All right, listen up, Elsa.
Zeus!
These wintry goddesses,
Yes.
decided that they are my target. All right.
Well, one of them just shot Loki, but
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Loki can take a couple of shots. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm going to let them know that there's a tropical storm warning in effect. Hurricane Hera is about to come through.
oh no.
You did not just say that.
you did.
That happened.
I name all my tropical storms after her.
Makes sense.
And I figure Antarctica probably isn't used to tropical weather conditions. But I'm spending the whole round just summoning that storm. I'm taking both my actions to make sure that it gets nice and warm, balmy. We get high winds, rain, thunder, lightning. Just, anything but snow, really. Because fuck them, that's why.
Can I get a power usage check over there, please?
Yes, you can.
Because we are in Antarctica, this is going to be a major effort. To
I
change the
assumed
level.
it would. Otherwise, it would only be a medium. It's 12. So, I beat it by 6.
That is more than enough. The atmospheric change is immediate. You can, even as divine beings, feel it. The immortal creatures here probably feel it a lot more. The sudden change in temperature has a lot of immediate effects.
Mm-hmm.
The snow begins to melt almost immediately. Add that into the rain and the wind, and it just is a very, very strange atmosphere, especially because it is very localized. With your godlike vision, you can see much farther than a mortal can. You can see that it's very localized to this area, and then beyond it is just frozen blizzard wasteland.
Yep, no, it's really only in our immediate battlefield area, and it's just to make people uncomfortable.
It is clearly immediately effective. Particularly all of the Jotun guards who had been making their way over to support their lords and masters, the goddesses, are now in full flight. Warm weather is in fact lethal to them.
Oh.
They shouldn't even be on Earth. But
Right.
that's another story. So after our 17, I've got a 15 with our pinned and impaled death goddess. Because Loki really drove the irons into her and kind of inspired her to give it her all, she's actually going to attempt to physically overpower you and pull the spike out and... Yeah.
Go team! You can do it. You're very strong.
Go Team Irrational Rage!
You've got it.
And she starts to push this spike out of her, almost all the way out of her whole body before her arms just give out and it goes right back in.
Oh, no.
And the worst part of it was you
Stabs
didn't
herself
even
in
really
the head.
try until it was almost all the way out. You kind of just let her push it out and then just, no. It was rather embarrassing.
That one hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to summon a laugh track to happen. I don't know if you're gonna let me, but I feel
No
like
effort.
that's-
Honestly,
no effort.
that's
Just like the minute it
that's
goes back
literally
in,
just an auditory illusion
just
of the
laugh
smallest
track.
kind. You can
Why are you stabbing yourself? Why are you stabbing yourself?
yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Our next up will be our goddess of vengeance, Molly, who has, of course, targeted the one person she believes to be her rival.
Goddess of vengeance. Is that Ullur?
No.
Ullur? No.
I am going to use a power usage to, in fact, I'm going to get some retribution, one of my innate powers, and I'm going to make you blind because you have blinded so many others. And you can't see. Amon-Ra is blinded. And Amon-Ra is next.
You'll never be able to fix that.
No, how could I possibly? Knowledge check to make sure I can intuit where she is.
Oh, absolutely.
Lovely. I would like to judge her for her vanity and the pettiness of her retribution upon her. And would then like to borrow something from our delightful Greek friends. Manifest a mirror, a reflective surface, and do a nice little bank shot of the sun's rays off of that to give her a nice little kiss of heat.
Love it.
All right, I'm going to need 2 different power uses checks from you. Excuse me, 1 power use and 1 judgment check.
Lovely. Which would you like first?
The judgment check,
Judgment
as you
first.
pass judgment on her vanity.
Beat it by 8.
It is actually quite the easy judgment to pronounce because she is notoriously vain.
And power use for the sun's rays. Beat it by 6.
The sun's rays are magnified and you burn a blackened hole in her flesh. But as a goddess, she nonetheless still remains standing. I have 1 left of them to go.
Really?
I don't like the fact that you just changed everything to a tropical storm. Lightning Boy.
No, you better not
Very
like
well
that.
done now.
And she's kind of famous for having a nasty spear, which I'm going to use on you. I'm happy with the 5. That's definitely going to do it.
That'll hit me.
That is a 140-point Asgardian weapon. Keep in mind, that is not a divine weapon.
Okay.
So your full armor bonus will apply.
Okay, I catch the spear.
It's really nice for, an Asgardian spear, but, it's nothing like Hephaestus can make.
Cool.
They tried.
And because we have one, even though somebody said I shouldn't because they were making dinner, there's a rule of cool in the store, and there are 8 gods on the field, and I kind of want to use it.
Hell yeah!
So we're going to use that. But that does mean that I will need a different initiative roll so we can determine which one of you has to be the poor sucker that tells them your plan first.
You said there's 8 gods?
Well, you 4 and those 4.
Oh.
8 total on the field. The things that can happen with the rule of cool are... This is probably the coolest one ever.
I rolled really well, but I'm also I also volunteer as tribute to go first because I know exactly what I want to do already.
Well, let's see what people get. What do we got?
It's plus your initiative, right?
What do we got, Loki?
11.
Okay.
It's 28.
28.
Crash.
Pardon?
Ah!
They did it! They did it! Yes! Yes!
I just want to say, that is the second time tonight that Luke and I have done something in unison. We got 1 more.
It's true.
None of this has been planned, by the way.
I've wanted that to happen for so
Me
freaking
too!
long.
And it just happened. I'm so happy.
Oh, that has been a running joke in my head for
I'm
ages.
here for you, boo.
I mean, ready for battle is what I meant to say.
The Morgan has.
23 again.
And Amon-Ra.
19.
Well, you don't have to volunteer as tribute because you will be going first. So let's kindly explain to the audience at home what you could do. If you could do anything, which you could really do anything, because we're talking gods here. So stretch those wings and really go out on a limb with this one.
I mean, we'll see how far this goes. So, after doing the laugh track, light bulb of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea, bad idea from Animaniacs.
Uh-oh.
This whole set becomes a television studio in which there is a live studio audience and Loki is the host. And and we are going to I want it to be like Double Dare, where you gotta like slide down the pizza or like into the thing and like dig for this, like there's gack, there's goo. It's like one of those like, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Norse Goddess War. Like, I don't know, I was trying to think of American
The real
mythology.
Norse goddesses.
The real-
The real Norse goddesses.
Right, like in your left we have Ulla. I know Ulla, right? Ooh. So Ulla, how you doing? Like, think you're ready for this one? Like, I'm gonna interview all of them to distract them, to rile them up. The audience is gonna be just having a rocking good time. I want them to think that Gak is far, or it's not called Gak. What was it called?
It
green
was just
shit.
slime.
Yeah.
I think
Slime?
they just called it slime.
Gak was specifically from, I want to say Double Dare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep. Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
may be wrong on that.
They use slime on Double Dare.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But there's something.
I know.
Gak is from one of the
Gak
Nickelodeon
is,
things.
yeah,
that I
well,
was
Gak is a
young.
Nickelodeon toy product.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the farting.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. That's the farting.
That's
Yeah.
you know what? That's the name of the show. You can't do that on Asgard. Yes, we can. That's what the audience says in response.
Everybody's inexplicably Canadian and 13.
Yeah. And they all think they're wearing like one of those stupid like onesie outfits, you know. I basically just want to F with their heads really hard.
Forced
I walk
game
by
show
and tell a
participation.
young Alanis Morissette sorry at least 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Forced game show participation.
Yes.
That might be the worst thing that has ever been done to anyone in a Rule of Cool.
Yeah. And like honestly, there's no damage necessarily. I'm trying to distract them, infuriate them, all to support you guys doing something to them. But that's my Rule of Cool.
All right. Amun Ra.
So, I would like to. replicate the flame powers of Surtur.
Oh my.
I mean, if you're gonna pick a fire god,
I mean,
might
you
as well
know,
go with the really scary looking one.
Yeah, go with it on the nose. To try and consume all 4 of them. And to bolster that, I'm going to try and have that flame coming up from below. And also I'm going to try and produce a prism that I can bounce the sun rays off the mirror through the prism to hit all of them.
And in the illusion, it'll look like a camera.
Cooking them high and low. I love the camera.
So I'm gonna write that one down as the hot double team.
Yep.
But basically, for the Rule of Cool, if I succeed, it's shit like that. It's not a prism to them.
In
it's a
honor of
camera.
not having a Helen here, that's my contribution to perversion for tonight.
I appreciate that.
I have to make one now too. That's great.
Our next person for a Rule
Taste
of
the
Cool
flame
will be
bug.
the Morrigan. What will you do if you could do anything? Which you pretty much already can, but I want to see the real stretch those limits.
Well, I'm trying to incorporate everyone here, and it's gonna be
just
hard
do
to
you.
do because
Just
I
do you.
can't. No, but I think I am everyone. I exist within everyone.
Oh.
And so I'll try and figure this out once you say what you're gonna say. But using this television studio setting, I'm gonna have the studio go blackout. And that's when the studio blacks out so you can't see a single thing. I'm going to burst into my 340 crows. And I'm going to fly up. That forms a perfect wall blocking the sun. And then the mirror then rotates so it's horizontally.
Mind
and
the
then-
hurricane.
The hurricane. The hurricane. Oh dear. Okay,
There's a hurricane coming.
there we go. Right. Oh,
Thank
well
you.
then there we
You're
go.
welcome.
So the crows are up. Once they block the sun, they're gonna separate. So there's 4 perfect slots of sun rays to come through, bounce off the mirrors, going right into the goddess's eyes. They don't burn their eyes as much as white them out so the goddesses can see their own worst demise and their own worst fate, bringing them to their own worst death
Yes.
on their own accord.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
once they perish, the hurricane will clean up the aftermath.
Oh, I love it.
Good dog.
Yeah.
Isn't she scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough one to follow, huh, Zeus?
Yes, and I don't plan on winning, so I don't care because I'm still going to do something awesome. Of the 4 goddesses that have attacked, the 2 winter goddesses, one of them attacked me with that spear, right?
Correct.
I've decided that she is the one with the most moxie and gumption, and my crush is on her. Okay? I'm letting you know that's just a thing. Like, I feel like we had a connection during that whole spear throwing thing with me catching it, and like, I feel like we vibed a little bit.
Oh my god, that's how you. Oh my god, that's so Zeus. It's disgusting.
Right, so I'm gonna be like, I'm circling the battlefield in the winds of the hurricane, you know, flying around carrying this almost bloodied spear. And I wait till I have just like the perfect shot. I get them lined up. I call the wind away in a tunnel perfectly to throw this spear. So it goes through all 4 of the goddesses. The one that attacked me with the spear, though, who I think is cute, she gets the spear through her last. It goes through her back and out her chest. And on the front is a Post-it with Zeus's phone number attached to it. Because these are Asgardian weapons, so they won't kill a goddess.
That's
right?
true.
So I'm
Because
shish
of
kebabbing the 4
force.
goddesses. Phone number at one end so she can look down at it just as the lightning strike hits the spear and goes through all 4 of them.
So Nordic kebab dinner date?
Fried kebab, though, because,
Lightning.
yeah.
Flash fry.
Otherwise, why have the hurricane, right?
That's true.
I mean, seriously.
Shish kebabs.
Nicely.
All right, vote.
My little shish kebays.
All right, I'm gonna pee while they're voting.
Well, it is up to you, my friends.
All right, voting's open then?
Voting seems to be running right now. We've got one.
Lovely.
Come on!
Leading the pack, we have You Can't Do That on Asgard.
Oh, they don't like me today. Okay, that's fine.
We look like we have a. Ooh, it's close. It's close. One looks like to be in the lead so far.
Well, that way we can guarantee the TV studio.
Yes, which is delightful.
Oh, catching up, catching up. Shishka got us.
Shish goddess.
It's always sunny in Asgard. God, I love that show.
You know that the people in that
Just
show
like this show,
are,
except all the gods are
those people in the show are less d-bags than the most of the people in Asgard.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna
Just
put
gonna-
that out there.
I know you don't like it.
Just gonna pop a quick H on this box. So I know it's full of hornets.
We're keeping it to get the honey. Why we're keeping it.
Oh.
Odin would be Danny DeVito. He would totally be Danny DeVito.
I
In
can't
fact,
even
now I
argue
want to
that.
see that.
I can't even
Now I
argue
want to
that.
see that.
I think Zeus would be Mac. But like
he
season,
has to be.
But season 8 Mac.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yes. So with mass fully gained, yeah.
Loki is undoubtedly
Little coming to terms with
D-Sweet.
himself.
He is Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And other brother is Thor, for sure.
Oh, our winner.
Skewer meat.
Oh!
Whoa!
Is it 4? Oh, you guys
Tie?
tied.
We tied. We
Who
tied.
tied? You two
We
tied.
tied.
We tied?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, as per the rule established by Chris
So
Odie.
as they're all like suddenly standing at their little podiums with the.
Oh yeah. Yep.
As per the rule established by Chris Odie, ties both happen.
Yes.
Yay.
So while I will need rolls from the both of you,
Yes.
it is
Mine succeeds
important.
by 10, which is automatic critical. Is that
Yep.
correct?
From the both of you, I will need rolls, but for the both of you, it is very much that they are lined up at their podiums. The studio audience is full of anticipation. The musical track has started, and then the spear hits.
Ooh,
For a
let's
good
go
time, call
closer.
Z 555-121. Shaboom!
There is the briefest second before the lightning strikes when she reaches out and grabs the sticky note.
Right, but then I want to.
Yeah.
But then I want to rub to. So tell me, how does it feel?
They're all just
Zeus's
standing there,
number.
like looking like struck matches, smoking.
Right, and I want to interview them.
They
As
just
they're
took
smoking.
just from that strike. Like if we don't count the damage that the spear did, they just took 500 damage.
I am aware. All right, for Morrigan and Amon Ra, I will need dice rolls for your different lovely things. How about we start with the hot double team action?
Power usage.
Absolute. Two of them. And remember, penalized because you didn't get the vote. However, all of your skills are so ridiculous that there's a decent chance you'll still pull it off.
You can still do this.
Especially as you haven't used your Patreon bonus yet either.
I will use the Patreon bonus on the first one to beat it by 3.
That's gonna
All
do
right.
it. Woo.
And no on the second.
That is all right. That means that the second part of it, the sun rays, not quite dead on. The lightning
missed.
strike and kind of threw out the auditory, and you're already flying blind, so it's a pretty amazing so far that you have managed to pull that off to begin with.
I'd say save that.
Okay.
But thank you.
You're welcome. Anything for you, Rue.
Yeah. It is barf guy.
And for yourself, I will also want a power usage roll.
Well, the little voice inside my head tells me that there's people who wants me to use a certain special thing called my buff.
Okay, my buff, my buff.
My lovely lady buff.
This is really your biggest superpower in the whole game. It's
True.
Yeah, it's to cheat the rule of
It's
cool.
to cheat the rule of cool. So
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah, well, I'm going
Every
to.
time.
Every time.
And also my thing happens.
I don't even know what my buff does.
The only,
besides cheat really cool.
The only drawback to it pulling off is that the interviews become distinctly boring as they no longer are responding. Their eyes have gone white, and they're experiencing the worst possible fate that they could ever.
No, we just do a
Yeah.
close up. Zoom in, just zooming, and then I assume at some point the light fades from their eyes and they come back to normal. And
Oh no!
Well, okay,
Except for
but
the one who
like,
got my phone number.
man,
She'll be okay.
but like maybe
Blessed.
because if it once the Morgan's done, I want Loki to just be here like this. So, tell me about that. like hello.
And ironically, it's a lot like Bird Box.
Oh.
Which I just bird
Yeah.
box
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah. So
Remember that movie?
Definitely a lot more than a little
That
blind
was a
box,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
And
Well,
so
right,
all of them
but-
have a moment to
Bird
experience
Box.
their various horrible fates that they might possibly have. One of them's just recently changed, though, from the horrible fate she used to envision is now a horrible fate of Zeus ghosting her.
Oh. You know, I want to be right there when she comes out of it, just like, so he didn't call.
Unfortunately, the massive amount of electrical damage coming from Zeus kills all four of those gods.
Bye.
So you're gonna have to wait at least 13 years for that date, Zeus.
No. I don't kill gods anymore. We've talked about this.
Right, they're just sleeping. We've talked about it, right? Sleeping.
Oh no, they're smoked. And they may be dead, but I'm going to turn back time to the moment before impact.
I was gonna say you didn't have to kill him. I could have with the vision thing.
Nope, they have jobs to do.
Okay.
Proceed.
You do a power usage road, spend another major effort, which I'm going to do like this. And just to make sure that they are nice and, oops, that is 1, great. So that's 6, I beat it by 12. I'm,
And what exactly do you alter?
they are bound now,
Okay.
together.
As one, physically. Are you saying
No, just like
physically?
by chains, basically. They're prisoners. They're standing. Their weapons are at their feet. They're still a little crispy.
Somebody in chat
So hurt,
asked,
but did not let
if it
them
was a
die.
Buff or meta point. I'm assuming meta point.
I used a meta point. Thank you.
Yep. Meta point on that one.
So if we go back in time to this moment, then I
Oh no. Zeus doesn't actually go back in time. He changes a moment
in time.
Just their moment.
for them.
But
So for
wouldn't we
everyone else,
notice?
nothing will change for you other than the
Oh.
after result.
Can't do the, I can't do the
Instead of
big
them
time
being
stuff.
dead, they're just changed.
I have
Alright,
a,
but so I can interview them.
But now, in fact,
yeah, absolutely you can.
I love that. That's.
I mean,
the,
the
how
fight,
we can carry on with the
the
interview.
fight's basically over, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
you've taken Fallow Hall.
Cool.
So, Baldur.
Come out, whatever you want.
Bad news. The humans' first movement attacked the pit.
Oh.
The creatures are out.
Oh.
And worse, Set, no response from the capital in Cairo, no response from Odin, no response from Kali. There is no contact with any of the other gods. They're gone.
Oh. Well.
They're all gone, Zeus.
So sorry to interrupt this tender moment. When you say creatures...
Everything we had in the pit.
Oh.
Everything.
See you in 13 years?
Kraken, harpies, Hydra.
All of it. Anything that wasn't, essentially humanoid.
Hey guys! We won the war! Yay! We won! We did it!
Not yet.
Oh,
Not even
There's
close.
a lot of mortals who are dying right now.
We have a big mess to clean
no,
up.
It's a new war!
Call your kids. All of them.
I don't have their numbers. They blocked me.
Scry them.
Oh, right.
Great wizard.
I would like to find Loki's kids. Knowledge check. Knowledge check on anyone that we have to call upon to help us with this.
It seems that the gods are off this plane.
Yeah.
They've withdrawn.
They're waiting for the big fight.
Yeah.
7 days.
They're just gonna let all the mortals die.
Well, that way they can prepare for the fight while we have to clean up this mess. It's not a bad idea. What happened to the humans' first group that did it?
The majority of the ones died in the attack that were involved in it. They tend to be a little on the fanatical side.
All right.
But there is rampant chaos going on. Not only do you have these creatures running around, but without the logistical support of various chosen and gods around, there's almost no structure. There's rampant riots going on in the streets.
Does Baldur have control of the gates of this place now?
He can disable them.
Do it.
He can't do it alone. It's going to require a major effort from at least all four of you together.
Fine.
That's fine.
It takes a solid 45 minutes of combined divine power.
Whew! Damn!
And it won't last long. You've got maybe a couple of hours before those rune towers are back up and functional again.
Okay.
Great. I name off all of my brother, obviously my three sisters, or my two sisters, all my kids.
All of them that aren't in the other place are here.
Right. With the exception of the missus, who
Yes.
did the thing and
Yeah.
is not a thing anymore. All right.
But there are lots. In fact, there are more than 3,000 chosen present in Fallow Hall. Not all of them your kids. Some of them various other people's kids. All of them considered enemies of the state by Odin.
All right. I'm going to give them a quick breakdown of what's happening. I'll use my big Zeus voice.
And your plan in your big Zeus voice?
The pit has been released. The creatures of the pit has released. Everyone else has retreated. We are the only thing standing between humanity and complete destruction right now. Get to work. If it's your monster, clean it up. Looking at you, Ares.
We owe this much, at least.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go kill some of my brother's kids.
Which are you going to personally handle, Zeus?
I'm going to handle the Kraken because I can get rid of it super easy.
He is currently rampaging out in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah. Hey, Poseidon. Bro. Got a list for you. I need you to do some things.
Wait, I thought Poseidon wasn't here because everyone left.
Poseidon's not one of Odin's men.
Oh, okay.
Poseidon has sat out everything until now, apparently.
Oh, okay, okay.
Do
Him
me a
calling him
favor.
up is a new thing. They haven't really been in contact. It's sort of been an estranged relationship. Rather interesting to hear him just ring up old Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
I had the courtesy to call him on the phone because he's not doing the whole God thing. I mean, he
true.
technically is, but I'm letting him ease back into it. So I give him the list. I'm like, okay, the Kraken. And like, I need you to unrelease the Kraken. I need you to... Just get it reined in, get it ready for the big show, you know?
Get Liam Neeson on the phone.
Anybody got a virgin?
So I understand your plan for taking care of the monsters. What is your plan for the overall societal collapse, riots?
Monsters have to get taken care of first.
Well,
I'm not going to deal with the terrorists. They're a mortal concern. I have to set an example now. Even though they attacked us, I'm letting it go. And when the fight's over in 7 days, I'll let them know that I'm letting it go. Until then, they're going to have to worry why the gods aren't around.
and I want to let everybody know what specifically is going on. That this is the timetable we are on. There is going to be the 7-day window of chaos. What we are working towards is to give reign of yourselves back to you. We are
So are you
trying-
giving a vision to the entirety of the world, Amun-Ra?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
friggin' awesome, bro.
And trying, booyah! And trying to give them not just understanding of what's happening, but a call to arms that we are cleaning up our messes. They have to clean up theirs.
Can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
You should have Loki produce it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna want
He's got an eye for production value, so.
Yep. No, absolutely.
I'm gonna need a personality-based skill check over here. I want a power usage skill check over here. And then for yourself, I also want a personality-based skill check.
Just personality?
Mm-hmm. But these are all also, for the most part, except
Beat
for
it by
yourself,
11.
major efforts.
Beat it by 9.
And I would also assume you're wanting to restore
7.
your blindness, which is
Absolutely.
also a major effort. This puts you in the state of exhausted.
Okay.
Amun-Ra.
I beat mine by 7, but I'm going to use my buff so I can make sure I get a critical success.
Critical
on it.
success.
Yeah.
A critical success is required to convince Poseidon to do this early in the game.
Nice.
He is going to take care of your list for you, but
Not for me. His words, not mine. Not for
Not
me.
for you.
For them.
he's going to take care of this list. Save these people. But then you got to get rid of them.
Oh,
All
yeah.
of them.
It's happening. 7 days. I'm going to the cabin.
I'm going to the cabin pining.
And with all of those in place, it seems as though the last few stages of Zeus's plan are starting to come together. There's only a few other things left for you to do after this.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, the white light of the metaverse surrounds you, and you are back in your pods. The return trip, though still jarring, was not nearly as bad this time. You only sort of feel like you have to throw up this time, and the headache is less jackhammers and more stomping feet. Zenda is waiting.
Suck a car battery dry real quick.
Tell me everything. Are we any closer to getting Zeus's hidden secret?
Almost there.
And any idea what that is yet, Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
That being
That's not what the deal is.
fair.
I mean, I have a guess, but I can't tell you what the guess is. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But you're sure he knows.
He knows.
Okay.
He definitely knows. There's something happening with the 4 of us there.
Explain.
There's a thing with a prophecy that he keeps talking about. Like, but I don't get all of it, but it has to do with us, for sure.
But with you as pilots.
Yeah, like, something about our souls being mortal, and theirs not being mortal. They have a thing, and I don't know what that thing is, because he's playing it real close to his butt. chest. You know,
Vest. Yes.
vest. He's playing it really close to his vest.
All right.
But when he lets me in a little, I can see the stuff, you know? And I understand it while I'm there, but
I understand.
I'll put 2 and 2 together.
I know you will. It seems that Baroni has qualified for the grand tournament.
Does that mean I gotta go do it too?
We have some work to do yet, but he's apparently qualified for the grand tournament. He's taken one of the 16 spots.
Oh, wow.
He's withdrawn from the city, and I'm not sure to where. I was hoping we could find a way to make contact with him, see what he's about. But that looks like it's going to be an impossibility. We just have to hope that whatever he's up to doesn't interfere with our own plans. The secondary team out in the wastes has been forced to relocate. The bunker we've been using is about to phase back to its own metaverse.
Whoa.
And I can't risk them getting trapped out there.
All right.
So this means that there's going to be a hold on their operations to track down Tom fragments for a time. However, that does free them up to assist us.
Good.
I'm going to use their capability to gather some intelligence for this coming operation. In the meantime, we need to get Mr. Jackson closer to a grand tournament spot. As we get nearer, we will become under more and more scrutiny, so I need you to be more careful than last time. Don't steal, don't draw attention to yourselves.
I thought I was supposed to a little.
If dying is your intent, please kindly walk into the wasteland and do it to yourself and leave the rest of us out of it. I intend to finish this and get you home. I owe you all that much.
Oh, probably
at least.
more, though.
Yeah, like way more.
How many slots are taken for the grand tournament?
One of the 16 has been taken. When
Only
a slot
one?
is taken, they're generally held by an individual, and they can be challenged for when a fighter has enough points. Once a spot is taken, there is a minimum period of time before that spot can be challenged for again. This means that Brony is safe from challenges until the tournament begins. He is guaranteed to enter.
How do I get enough points?
We need to win some more tournaments.
Can we jump up to a larger tournament with more of a payoff at this point?
We are, in fact, going into a higher bracket in our next competition. As long as Mr. Jackson continues to win championships, we will continue to rise in ranks and get him closer.
I'm gonna win.
I don't foresee this being a problem at all, Graz. You're gonna get in the tournament. It's gonna be fine.
Thanks, Rosie.
You're welcome.
Get some rest.
Okay.
You have a rather fitful night of not so much sleep. Always the same dream over and over again, Maddox. It's probably the 100th time you've seen it now. It doesn't even really bother you anymore. Once again, after you have rested and had breakfast, you set out for another tournament. This time the venue is markedly improved. It's concrete and steel instead of wood. They even have a PA and video screen set up in this one. The owner's box is also a marked improvement, enclosed, elevated seating, and staffed by a bar providing complimentary, if absolutely atrocious, beverages. Of an unknown substance or make. You probably don't want to ask too many questions. The translation devices also have made things a lot easier, and listening into conversations has become a lot more enlightening now that you know what people are saying.
Good.
And some of the things you have discovered is, first, these people are sick. Like, pilots are cattle to them. An investment used to barter, improve their station, fulfill greed. It's become pretty apparent to you that a lot of the places that they come from, their home metaverses or societies or cultures, might be a bit of the morally flexible type. And you've also come to understand some things about the grand tournament a little better. It's a lot more of a production than you thought. Apparently, as you get higher and higher and deeper involved in these skills, there is more and more individuals involved in wardrobe, makeup, special effects, promotionals, commercials. It's actually kind of a big deal. And the further you get in, the less and less control an owner has over their pilot and the choices made. For example, in the grand tournament, you have no say in what is worn, the music played when your pilot enters. It is all chosen by entertainment coordinators.
Is it a legitimate contest, or are we getting the feeling that it is scripted?
You definitely get the feeling that it is a legitimate contest. That a lot of fortunes are won and lost, and a lot goes on the line.
Okay.
And that many of the really high and mighty among society would love nothing more than to win this tournament with one of their fighters, challenge Antonius Basileus with their fighter, and take his spot. Because if they can win the grand tournament and have their fighter beat Antonius Basileus, they take his spot. The person who owns that pilot then owns all of this.
It's a good incentive to keep fighting.
People trade pilots. They buy new pilots at these events, right?
Sometimes, not at the fights themselves. Sometimes that's a good way to shop them and mark them. Like there are often times where some of the marketers will bring and present pilots and have them fight. Once or twice, not because they want to have a career as a fighter, but then so that they can sell said fighter. So pilots with more experience or bonded avatars or combat skills are valuable, whereas plane pilots, not so much. You have to do the work between them. And with access to other metaverses fairly limited within Coliseum, you kind of have to pay to get access.
And is there a database?
Not at this level of fighter. You have to be a little higher up to be in databases.
There's a database that says who owns which pilot.
Oh no.
That's what I'm
That is kept strictly off books.
Okay.
In fact, it seems that possession is pretty much ownership of pilots. You've not seen one law enforcement individual or cop or even security guard. It seems the order of the day here is might makes right.
Right, and the possession is just because they've got a collar on the pilot.
Or any number of other things. Collars are really popular under these lower brackets. Other ones include nanotechnology, implanted explosive devices, pheromone-controlling chemicals. There are almost as many ways that races use to control pilots as there are pilots. It also makes the whole, let's have a solution and free the pilots, an impossible thing, because you don't know what you're dealing with. And every given metaverse uses a different version.
Okay.
Do we know who owns Brony?
Brony is a big splash because he is an independent. He is not owned, and several marketers made attempts, read that as assaults, to try and possess him. And these did not work out well for the people that tried to do it. He has maintained his complete independence. One of 2 fighters ever, in fact, in the history of the Grand Tournament to be completely independent. The last one was quite some time ago, went by the name of Artos Cade.
And if he's not owned, and basically we're waiting to fill all 16 seats. So
well, there are 16 spots are already full.
So we have to fight.
You're going to have to get one of those 16 spots, of which only 15 can be challenged for right now. Because the spot that Brony took is safe until the Grand Tournament ends.
When does the Grand Tournament start, and what's our timeline?
You still have almost a month before the Grand Tournament.
Okay, and these 16 finalists won't fight until that Grand Tournament.
Or unless somebody gets enough points to challenge them for their spot. They don't want to lose their spot. So most of those other fighters are avoiding it, and a lot of them will actively pay other fighters in lower brackets to disable or hurt uprising starts. And there's not really a lot of fair play involved in this. If a pilot is killed outside of the tournament, oh no, he couldn't challenge me for my spot.
Right.
Is Brony the highest scoring pilot out of the 16 finalists thus far?
Yes, but that's a misnomer because the others haven't had to fight this year because they've held their spots, so they've accumulated no points. Whereas Brony just tore through a
They haven't even been challenged?
No, none of the other 15.
Brony
Was the first challenger for one of the 16 spots and took it, and it should be noted that he took it setting that current record that we discussed on. He holds the record for the fastest victory, and it was for taking one of the 16 spots.
That half-second fight?
Yes, that has been a huge deal. Those are supposed to be like major events, and it was over before it even began.
All right.
And also this place,
So these
you are
not
kept...
fixed.
Not
Is that why they
fixed.
haven't been telling me who's supposed to win at the beginning? Because I thought that was a thing.
Not in this case.
Okay.
For your purposes, you need to win. You are going to be the winner.
Cool, because I really don't like letting them punch me or stuff. It sucks.
No.
All right, then. Thank you.
Most welcome.
He's my handler. And he said it was okay.
This particular time, there's even a full separate underground room that they keep all of the fighters in beforehand, with the different access tunnels to come up, so it's even a little more staged and higher production value.
Neat. Do they have snacks?
They actually do have water and bread in a can down here.
Tired of canned bread.
Canned bread is right out. Ugh.
I assume that we're in the.
You are in
owner
the
box.
owner's box, listening to all these conversations and the like.
Cool. I would like to listen in and I want to hear who's a particularly big dickhead.
You mean in regards to the fighter?
No,
Or
the
just
owners.
people? Oh.
Ah.
Oh, you're gonna do exactly what they told you not to do, which is start fucking with people and stealing? Just wanted to make sure that was the thing you were doing.
I'm considering it.
We know.
Like I was already told I can't free them all.
It's going down.
That's 10. So if it's noticed, I beat it by 8.
You are
Who's
definitely
the
doing
big
your
dick?
best to try and find out who might be the. It's a tough competition, so it might take some time to
That's
figure out
fine.
who the
Tough
biggest dick
competition.
is.
That's what I need to know. Okay.
Any chatter amongst them about Crash? Is he
Not
growing?
in particular. He's still
Excellent.
no. Though you have seen a couple of times little clips they like to show in some little screens about that the guy getting knocked,
Literally all the way out of the
Yeah.
arena.
Yeah.
just gone. It's just the 2-second clip, but sometimes they'll show it like 4 times back to back. They do like a slowdown. They would zoom in on his face a couple of times while he's getting launched out of the arena.
Do I know who I'm fighting tonight?
They're announcing each one before the fights. Let's see. While you are down below, you are in fact approached by one of the other fighters.
Oh.
He's rather humanish, but lacking the nose or mouth that would be common among people.
He doesn't have a mouth?
No.
How does he talk?
He comes in, sits next to you, and slowly starts to reach for you.
Are you gonna do sign language?
And then his fingers touch your forehead.
Oh, here we go. Let's lean into it. He wants to talk. I gotcha. I'm from a superhero place. We're good.
You're different.
Then who?
All these other ones.
That's
It's good
true.
that you're different.
Why?
Why are you here?
I'm gonna win.
Rosie, just hang in there. Small steps, but steps forward. Remember how it felt to share with Loki. Don't lose that. You're better than your worst moment. And I'm still proud of you.
Thank you.
Hashtag Rosie Buff.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
I'm gonna beat everybody and then put things right.
That's good.
You shouldn't fight me.
I don't get to choose.
Well, if you do, don't choose me.
I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Will you do something for me?
When? Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the last one left. All my people are gone when I die.
Oh.
And no one will remember us. Will you remember?
Do you know what metaverse you're from? Do you know the name of your world?
We called it Earth.
We call ours Earth 2. Well, we don't call it Earth 2, but we just call it Earth.
I am
There's
the
this
last
old
one
one.
left, and I am tired.
I'll remember. What's your name?
I am called John.
That's a good name. I know lots of people named John, and only some of them were mean.
Thank you.
You bet, bud.
Interestingly enough, he is one of the first men called to fight, though they don't introduce him as John. They call him Grayscale when he comes out, some big announcement. And as he enters, his opponent he doesn't put up even the slightest fight. He stands there, and as this other fighter approaches him, the crowd is just booing him standing there, and he's knocked to the ground and then pummeled over and over again, and they keep booing as he refuses to lift
Come on, John!
a hand. And when he finally just stops twitching, by then the crowd has even stopped booing and are just silent at his ruined, bloody form laying in the center of the arena.
So,
Crash fights next. His first opponent is a blue-skinned pale humanoid, kind of hunched over in stature. They announce the fighter's name, whether male, female, non-binary, you're not really sure with their particular species, as Thalgash. And we shall roll some initiative and have a fight.
all right. Did they make us shake hands at first or anything?
No, they do a announcement. You have music attached to you that it's really kind of annoying electronic music, and you're not keen on it.
Yeah, turn it down.
Oh, I'm gonna use
I'm
my
coming
god
at
magic.
it.
I'm
Turn
gonna
it down!
I used my god magic to instantly change the song to something Crash likes.
Don't you dare. What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay, fine.
Hey, before you do that, did we in the owner's box notice who owned Grayscale?
No, and have no realization of the interaction with Mr. Jackson and him. Being as
Well,
it was
yeah,
telepathic, as opposed to audio, you couldn't hear the talking.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
but no
unless
one
he
left
chooses to
after
share.
that.
No, but
We still just saw blood.
You saw that
holes,
fight. Yeah, nobody
so-
left that you could tell what the owner was, but there was some definite disgust
And that
among
was
the
the
owners.
first
The first fight.
athlete
There was a
that didn't
lot
fight,
of disgust.
So that was noticeable no matter what.
There was a lot of disgust among the owners. It wasn't the positive kind of disgust. Like, they were like talking about a fighting dog that didn't perform, or like an object. The way that they talk about these pilots it's really uncomfortable to hear.
And we didn't see anyone who maybe owned them.
It's hard to tell. I mean, most of them were just
Are
looked
all
at.
the owners in that box?
No.
Okay.
A lot of owners do not actually come by themselves. Many of them, like the fictional Mr. Gali, send representatives or pay representatives. Because walking around the streets of Coliseum could be incredibly dangerous, especially if you're an influential or powerful person that people want to extort, exploit, rob, or kill. Shall we roll initiative, Mr. Jackson?
Okay.
I have a 17 for Thalgash.
Good lord.
And you have an insanely high initiative
It's
that's
not
too
right.
high to count.
It's 33.
Yeah, that's almost twice what I got. You'll be going first, Mr. Jackson.
Well, and technically we're all full pilot right now.
Yeah, your sliders don't
Yeah,
matter.
Yeah.
You're not in an avatar.
So yes.
What does he look like? He's like fighting stance. Judge opponent. First action.
Absolute consummate professional grappler, for sure. Those four limbs, the legs probably big into locks,
Like
holds,
how much?
chokes.
Like lots of health. Super strong. Am I looking
Fighting skill.
fighting skill? High dodge, medium dodge, low dodge.
High dodge, good fighting skills. That's about it. Rather unremarkable, nonetheless. Vastly more talented, say, fighting-wise, than any of the people you fought in that previous tournament. But basically, the only real market improvement besides the extra limbs for leverage, probably really helpful.
But there's
not
not much
really all
keeping
that
me
great.
From, like, just pulling him off and hitting him with him.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to just be basically bonded to someone who knows how to fight. Not really much of an avatar bond for them, whoever this pilot is, Stalgash. Kind of sad, really.
Okay, that was my first action. I judged my opponent. I know roughly how much health he has, and if he has any weird special attack type stuff.
Anyone? Side bet? 2-1 on Mr. Forgive me, the gentleman's name, Gali.
Mr. Gali.
2-1 odds on Mr. Gali's pilot. Any takers?
What's your wager?
What are you willing to rate? I'll match the buy-in for the tournament.
You're on. Idiot.
Wyatt, we good?
Nicely done, Crash. Yep.
Okay. Boom! Just want to
Go ahead and give me a single fighting check.
I'm gonna hit him once in his face. Or as I like to call it, the memory bank.
That's good. That was really good, Christian.
Crash just punched a bank.
I beat it by 10.
That is a critical success. Are you pulling your punch at all?
I can pull it to be non-lethal, correct?
Yes.
Then I do that.
All right. You pull your punch to be non-lethal. You were pretty sure you could have put your fist through his head.
Right.
Instead, you just gave him a severe concussion and maybe broke his nose.
I'm fine with breaking bones. I just don't want to kill him. I prefer him just unconscious and bleeding.
But it is almost comical to watch, hunched over, all limbs moving like a blur. This thing powers across the arena.
I just go like
just
this.
a single outstretched fist and just collapses into an absolute heap. And the crowd, which had been like cheering for a second, just goes dead quiet.
And then I look at my fist, and I look at the crowd, and I go,
And then they just start screaming.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You have definitely attracted some attention. Other fights come and go in the next round, and this time you hear more people talking. You hear a pair of owners discussing the current market price for Class 3s and talking about sending them to some place called Battle World. Your second opponent is a very human-ish woman and looks like a human, walks like a human, hair out of...
talks like a human?
Hard to say. They introduce her as Shale. Shale is being announced at a record of 9 wins and 0 losses. And as they introduce her, she does handsprings, cartwheels, and somersaults around the arena in a full circle. Very showy. Her whole outfit is done up to be showy with little streamers on the end
Oh,
of it.
she's super fun. I'll play with her.
And she moves pretty quickly. So let's do another initiative for this fight, Mr. Jackson.
Probably not going to get those 2-to-1 odds this time. I can never tell what... Okay, that is a 12. All right, so 12 and 8. 20, 30.
Beat me by 10. And I have a plus 10 initiative bonus.
So do I technically. That's why.
Uh-huh. We have the same thing.
Lightning reflexes and a +6 initiative. Well, what she seems to be doing more of like a kung fu kind of thing.
Oh yeah, if you
Lots
want,
of
you can
flipping.
also use a judge opponent action. You do have 2. So
Yeah,
you
I would.
could-
Since I have 2 actions, I am going to use my first one for judge opponent. Just
Okay.
kind of see what her deal is. So 9. So yeah, I beat it by plenty.
Stronger and faster than a human, substantially, but not ridiculously so. You'd say probably in the 1 to 2 ton region.
Yikes.
Maxima,
that's a great one.
I like that one.
At what point does Crash get a high enough initiative to just start the next episode? That's good.
When they start paying us double.
Yeah.
Yeah, fighting skills, super strength, super speed.
Nice.
But very low
Right.
level.
Got it.
But it seems to be like she's a huge fan. These are like a big deal thing in here. They've never seen nothing like you.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna play more defensive with her
Okay.
and use my save my second action for counterattack.
All right. She comes in and she is really, really fast. I mean, not quite Andy James in her prime fast, but
Because that was just wrong.
fast. The 2 of you are familiar with individuals with super speed as well. You can see it, but you can also see the markedly not quite Andy James fast. And she comes in with a whole series of like chops, kicks, spins, does a flip move over the top, and it's kind of like the wind blowing on you.
Oh no. Am I matching her move for move, like blocks and
The
stuff?
first
or-
couple were pretty good. That last one where she did the flip over you was just so sweet, and you were waiting for that kick to hurt, but it was kind of just. You're back there. If you had been a normal man, it would.
Sell that one.
If you'd been a normal man, it would have probably kicked you across the arena.
I take my second action and I sell that kick.
Give me an athletics check.
I can't really fail this.
I know. It's how impressive is it?
I rolled like shit, and I totally still beat it by like a bunch.
If you didn't know Crash and what he is at physically right now and see those last fights, you would have believed that sell that he just did. But the timing was just enough that you were able to catch it. He just launched himself across the ring after. It was so good that you're pretty sure she bought it.
Nice.
And does like the spitting pirouette thing to the crowd. She's really playing into it.
Okay, that's when I come up behind her and toss. Straight up.
Give me a fighting
Let her
check,
play to the
please,
crowd. I just grab her
Crash.
by her waist like a dancer and give her a lift.
Give her the old Harrison Bergeron.
How much oomph are we putting behind?
Is there a ceiling?
No. It is open air. Eventually you hit the bottom of the giant million-person arena that is overhead.
Right, I don't want to hit the top of the dome.
Okay.
Definitely not. And I'm planning on catching her.
Okay.
But I'm also planning on her probably screaming herself unconscious before that time comes.
I will take a fighting check and an athletics check, please.
All right, fighting check. Ooh, 13. I only beat it by 5.
Into the air, she launches. Just gone in the briefest second.
And the athletics check, I beat by 7.
And there's a good 4 or 5 seconds with Crash just standing there. And then takes a couple of steps left, a couple of steps right, a couple of steps forward, and then she lands. Now, the entire time she's gone, you heard as she left, there was this high-pitched wail that then disappeared and then came back.
Do you catch her? Do you drop her? And just
Oh, yeah.
2 feet. Just 2 feet.
And she is laying at your feet and currently having a panic attack. You also believe that she has soiled herself.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well,
that's why you drop her.
Yeah. Ew.
Wow.
And the crowd is going absolutely
Of course they are.
insane. They have now clipped that, and it's showing on several of the small screens over and over again.
and if she doesn't get up, do they like call it over?
They're expecting you to finish it off.
Okay, I give her a little sleeper hold, make sure she's unconscious.
It is rather anticlimactic.
It's like
but
I
at
literally
that
just put
point-
my hand on her neck while she's laying there and look up and go, sorry about the poop.
By now, you have drawn some serious eyes up in that owner's box. Like, people are starting to pay attention to the guy who is representing the owner of this fighter down here. Starting to make a splash.
So is there anybody else here that fights good? Because that was bullshit. He says in his best Zeus impression.
And several more matches come and go before we get to the final match. You've seen this guy come out and fight several times before Crash, as you've observed this whole tournament. It's actually been rather entertaining to watch. They introduce him as Demolisher Dave, which is really, really hilarious when he comes out, because it's obviously a teenager. I mean, he can't be more than 15, freckle-faced, red-haired, looks like the kind of guy that, you know, might deliver your newspaper or something. And every fight he comes out, runs terrified around the ring from whoever he has fought until they finally catch him. And then he just does some like lash his arm out and knocks them halfway across the arena.
Oh, wow.
He's a strong man. Mm-hmm. Been there.
But the fans love it because the fight starts and he just runs screaming until they chase him down.
All right. And do I know this? I mean, I've been watching.
Yes, you have watched this little kid, this 15-year-old, who they introduce in the fight to go against you. Demolisher Dave is at a record of 6-0. All of his victories have been by death. Every opponent has died.
All right.
Because he's hit them so hard with a random backhand swing as he's running away that they just die.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I should be careful.
Yeah.
All right.
Initiative, please, Mr. Jax.
Wilhelm! And
I think Mark's
20,
just
30.
doing it.
Again.
Just to annoy
30?
chat. I'm very proud of you, Mark.
It sounds alright.
Oh, he giggled. He is. He's doing it on purpose. Yes.
You will be going first. It looks like he's about to run.
Okay. I run.
Oh, away from him?
Yes.
For the briefest moment, the arena is pure chaos as these two individuals run away from each other screaming. Only to have a moment where, as Crash is not really running so much away from this guy as running and screaming, kind of runs around so they end up coming back towards the face-to-face, and the most shocked look appears on Dave's face. Then he just stops.
Give the people what they want. Cardio.
And he takes off running away from you again.
And I turn around and run the opposite direction.
Once again, you come to meet each other at the edge of the ring. At this point, the crowd has stopped cheering and people are falling over in their seats, laughing. You can tell some of the people who own and run the facility are not so happy with their final tournament match turning into a comedy.
Mm-hmm. Time to do the full-on Caleb Starnes.
No, I'm doing the full-on Orange Cassidy.
Even better.
So I'm like, come on, it's the final match. And I do this. And then I spin, and I give him a little low kick, also at the same speed. Make it look just super fake. No damage. Like, I'm hitting him this hard.
He has a very confused look on his face.
And then I nod at him. And then, slap fight!
And they just start singing. It is the worst thing you have ever seen for entertainment. And the laughing slowly changes into boos and jeers. And you can hear people complaining loudly, starting to yell things about the owners fixing the fight. There's a lot of vile looks coming your direction in the owner's box.
You should learn how to fight, guy. You're really strong. Judge opponent. Tell me everything.
Super strength to the limit of 5 tons, armor at a rating of 40.
Oh, wow.
Enhanced health and enhanced reflexes.
I love all of those things. Very nice. Okay, this was fun.
Absolutely no fighting skill whatsoever.
I'm like, hey man, this was really good. Karate lessons or something though, okay?
Please give me a fighting check.
12.
The slapping suddenly stops and Crash's hand comes forward and does a single finger flick. And Demolishes Dave's head just snaps back like he was hit with a car or a bus or something. And crumples. But you can still see his chest rising and falling.
That's
Definitely
a kid, y'all.
not dead.
Yeah.
That's a kid.
You don't just go kill a kid.
You sent me a child. That's messed up. I shout to the crowd.
Reunited with Wyatt and the others, you have a chance to express that sentiment. You definitely drew a lot of eyes in that owner's box.
I hope they
Crash
didn't
has
make
definitely drawn a lot of eyes.
I hope they made no money on that last fight. They put a little kid in there.
Absolutely.
And you once again begin heading the surreptitious way back to the hideout to try and lose a tail. In case there is one. And it is not very far into it that you are 100% certain, the both of you in particular, that you are being followed.
I was gonna say I was looking out for.
Mm-hmm. You definitely have been followed since you left that arena.
Did we see Gwendolyn or any?
No
mention
Lady
from-
Gwen
Okay.
at all. More, a more terrestrial sort of surveillance. And whoever they are, they're decently good because they keep trading off and switching people, but you got the definite
So
feeling.
there's a team.
You got the definite feeling that someone is watching your movement and they're probably planning something.
Ambush?
Absolutely.
Neat. How many we got? Never mind, I'll look from the sky. I just set my eye there, you know. Get myself a nice bird's eye view.
Oh yeah, they're watching you from building rooftops, moving in from alleys, and there are 2 trucks in on their way. And just that moment coming into the view of your floating eye is a hover car flows in. And we're going to do initiative for you and you and you.
Ah,
29.
wow.
This one, it just like kept rolling 11 over
That's
and over
amazing.
again.
Yeah, gotta love that.
29, Crash.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15 for Maddox.
16.
16 for Wyatt. Rosie, rather than rolling initiative because of your 6th sense, you actually are leap out of the way before anything happens. Other than that, Crash has the chance to move out of the way. I want an athletics check.
Beat by 8.
All right, you separate from the group, and they are specifically targeting you. So rather than it hitting everyone, it is only going to hit you instead. A cannon mounted on the front of the hover car, which fires an electrical stun charge.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
But you came by it honestly.
It was a genuine laugh.
Electrical stun charges are a common method of disabling biologicals.
I
for
totally
capture.
understand,
Absolutely.
yeah. They wouldn't have gone this tactic had I used my lightning in the first couple of fights.
And with an 8, it is not only a hit, it is almost a critical success. So it will do 50 electrical damage.
Okay, neat.
And at that point, 6 men leap from the air car onto the ground below. They have very similar armor to the stuff worn by Rosie and Maddox here that they wear out in public. Looks a little fancier and more rounded than the sharp edges. It's less intimidating looking and more functional looking. They look less ceremonial and more fighting. But they do about a 30-foot drop from that hover car onto the ground and land. And they have rather high-tech looking rifles. As they land around you, a truck pulls into the street from the alley behind and the alley in front, pinning you into this block on this street. Crash Jackson.
I have bodyguards, so I'm holding my action.
Okay. The next will be our 6
I know what the rules are.
riflemen. Who are going to open fire. They do not have orders to bring back anyone alive except for you. So we're going to be trying to kill the 2 people in armor first because they look way more dangerous than the suit. The dice do not like you two ladies today.
Ugh.
Both of you will be hit twice by the plasma rifle.
How much damage absorption do the...
Suits of armor have?
Yeah.
The suits of armor are going to reduce that initially by 20 points. Add that to any armor that you
So
might naturally
plus 20
have.
for the... Okay.
However, once that 20 points is taken, that suit's toast.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. But we do have 20.
So in both of your cases, you both take 2 40-point of damage hits. So 40 and 40 and 40 and 40 for 80 points each. Now that first one is
40
reduced by...
that's only 10 damage total for me.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So yeah.
But
okay.
you are now both no longer in your armor,
Suits.
completely
And-
exposed to the outside
They
world.
can see us physically. What
Absolutely, they
Which
can
means
see
they
you.
know we're pilots.
Not
Oh,
necessarily.
do they
Yeah.
know that?
No, they
No.
would have to be pilots to know you were pilots.
But
or
if- I
have
mean,
special
yeah.
equipment, which they probably
But at this moment, you could be identified.
Right, we could be identified right now.
You are now at risk for that. That is a very, very good, keen observation. We've got Wyatt going next with a 16.
So
In fact, it's going to go Wyatt, Maddox, Rosie.
Cool.
And then ground troops.
How many guys are there right now?
6.
There are the
correct?
6 in armor that leaped out, and however many are going to get out of the trucks that just pulled into place. But those guys look like regular-ish humanoids as opposed to body armor and high-tech guns.
Where's the car?
The hover car?
Yeah.
About 80 feet over the top of you.
Hovering?
Hovering.
Not moving.
Nope.
Solid.
Well, it looks like they're kind of waiting for the electrical discharge to disable this pilot so they can capture him.
Well, but there's no one in the car?
You're under it. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It's like looking at the underside of a car. There could be passengers. There could be just a driver.
Okay.
There's no way to know from here.
And of these 6, they all appear to be decked out the same way.
Yeah, really, really high quality stuff.
Okay.
Pretty dang high tech. Whoever sent these has got some backing.
Okay. I would like to close on whichever one is closest to me.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to attempt a throat punch and to rip off their helmet, and then try and throw the helmet specifically to Rosie.
Okay. Will you give me a fighting check, please?
Are we on 10s for this?
You're on 8s.
8s, okay, lovely.
You would normally be on 10s, I will tell you, but you are on 8s.
That's-
All of you are on 8s.
Okay. Beat it by 8.
Beat it by 8. Almost a critical success. He does have a dodge of 2, so that brings it down.
Yep.
To 6, but it is still more than enough to hit. Your throat punch is a 50 damage hit. And his armor absorbed 20, and he will take 30 of that, but he only has 30 health. So you're removing...
His throat.
Yes.
Well, you're removing the helm from a collapsing, dying individual as opposed to an individual putting up a struggle.
Okay.
So it'll require no roll for that, but I will want an athletics roll from Rosie for the catch.
Athletics. Oh, God.
In your case, it would be sports.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a much better number. The kick ass. I beat it by 10. Suck it.
It
Catch
is an
like a girl.
offhand catch without even looking.
Ultimate
I'm
frisbee.
basically Thor at this moment. Just like, what? Oh, hello.
Cover up, cover up, cover up!
Maddox, you're next.
Our
Put it on.
The one closest to me.
Yes.
So these are helmet,
Like
body armor,
very
guns.
Star Wars looking, you know.
guns,
Yeah, big fancy high-tech looking guns.
part of the armor,
No,
and we didn't have that in our armor.
you weren't
we just
carrying.
had the armor.
Okay, your stabs were more ceremonial looking
Yeah,
than
yeah,
anything
yeah,
else.
What's the shape of the helmet?
It's kind of rounded. It's way less conical and angular than yours
Okay.
was. It's looks a lot more functional than your armor was.
Okay. Motorcycle-esque.
Yeah, like theirs is meant for like actually being able to be out and doing stuff and going, whereas the armor you were wearing is meant to scare the living bejesus out of people.
Cool. Yeah, because it's one hit and it was off. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
One hit
really
from a
cool-
plasma cannon.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it was off.
That's true. I'm going to one of the people closest to me. I'm gonna do that awesome Coke bottle challenge, and I'm gonna roundhouse kick the helmet off of him, and then catch it and just like bitch slap him with it.
Yeah,
Well, you do
are.
have multiple attacks over there, Maddox. So go
I
ahead.
figured the kick counted
The kick will be
as
one.
an attack.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me 2 fighting checks, please.
Ooh. That was 9 on 20. Oh, yeah, forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can fight anyone.
Yeah, 7 on 22.
And since we're going into this other metaverse, this is the first time you've actually seen Maddox as Maddox, and the fighting display that she puts on in that brief moment is the best fighting you have ever seen any individual ever in the entirety of your life. It is like a textbook perfection kick.
Look, we get it. We're all turned on, okay?
The form is perfect.
I don't know what I'm feeling right now.
I mean,
And you had seen her fight before, and it was good, but it wasn't
Yeah, it wasn't this.
like drawing perfect good. Absolutely. And she kicks the helmet right off this guy, catches it, and in the same turn, cracks him right upside the head, and he just crumples like a sack of potatoes. Leaving only 4 of them left as we get to Rosie.
But
the truck hasn't emptied yet.
No, it has not.
Oh,
and we still have our hovercraft in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what's up there.
But we're blocked in by the 2 cars. And I have a staff.
Trucks.
Trucks, whatever. Cool. I'm going to channel some track and field.
Uh-huh.
What I would like to do, James, is I'm going to run down that alley towards one of the trucks.
I jump.
I am going to put myself and the staff onto the car, and I'm going to launch myself into the air to the hovercraft above.
Excellent.
I wanna
Give me a
get in there.
sports
Yep.
check,
Solid.
please.
And I assume that my new ability lets me get high enough.
The super strength that you have from Loki, yeah. Oh, especially.
That is a 1. It is. That is a 4. So if it's sports, I beat
Yep,
this by
beat-
14. No, I mean 12. I beat it by 12.
That is a critical success and is combined just enough to reach an 80-foot elevation, and the tips of your fingers just barely catch on to the edge of that
And
hover.
then we'll go up.
80 feet up in the air.
Yeah, now I'm turned on. Fantastic.
Did you put that helmet on?
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I more appreciated how Blarlac said it, which was, since I got a critical success on catching the helmet, I just turned around and went like this, and the helmet was just on my head. I just caught the helmet with my head because it was a critical success.
Boom.
But I'm in the hovercraft. I assume.
The trucks down below, several people pile out.
They won't have a chance to. As soon as those doors open, I don't hold my action anymore. I stop. I just took 50 points of electrical damage.
Uh-huh.
I am turning into an electric cannonball.
Oh, he does let me get really high.
Or at least not electric looking, but I'm gonna spear the car, the truck.
One of the trucks, I'm assuming not the one that Rosie just pole vaulted off of, the other end.
Right.
Okay.
Or wait, that one's closer to me, and there's the other one with the people in it.
Well, they both have people are going to be getting out of it.
Okay,
right
well,
after you
then
act.
I need to take care of everybody together, so I'm just gonna grab that one truck and throw it into the other truck as hard as I can.
Like
you
do.
actually can do
I'm gonna
that,
activate-
especially with
I'm gonna activate Hacksaw,
okay.
Yeah,
and
you are.
so I can
are you
attack
going
everybody.
to use that other new one you have down on there, that from that electricity damage?
Yes, I am.
And how are you going to use that? How are you going to divide your 50 points up?
I'm not dividing it. It's all going into strength.
All going into strength. All
yeah,
right.
I don't need speed if I'm not moving. So.
No, you just upped your limit to 40 tons.
Ooh, that's double what I can lift now.
Ugh.
For the next few seconds, yes, you are twice as strong as you are because that electricity just powered you up.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs!
I rolled a 6.
That is a critical success.
Hacksaw used, everybody's hit.
With
you.
the,
If they're up on the hover car, they got some debris.
the truck is picked up and
Well
thrown
done. Good
completely
grief.
across. In the process, catching the 4 guys with plasma guns that still happen to be standing. The helmets just made them a little bit taller. And then right into the other truck. Nobody's even able to get out of these trucks with their rifles and do anything. They just die in a horribly fiery explosion from the truck thrown at about 400 miles an hour into the other truck, resulting in the debris flying up and pelting whoever was above you that you didn't even get to see yet.
I know.
Who falls off the side and falls down below, landing in the horrible flaming ball of fire from the 2 trucks.
So you mean
Oh, no. He lands on my knee, which is coming up right as he lands because I have a second attack.
Already dead on the way down, but
Doesn't
you
matter.
can knee the dead body if you want.
Yeah, doesn't matter. He's catching the knee.
Also, I now have a hovercraft. This
That
is what
is
you're
correct.
telling me.
Not a hovercraft, a hover car.
So now we have a way to get home faster, and it won't be such a long walk.
That is true. And if anyone can
But
change
it
the blade.
probably has some kind of tracking system.
And I can probably take it apart.
Yeah, or I
That's
feel like
that's what we have Zenda for.
yeah, no, I feel like we can take care of
But this is most certainly a comeuppance.
But there was just
I feel like they were just testing the fence. This was a really long day. I'm gonna eat some canned bread and take a big nap.
was there anything in the hover car or on the soldier, anything to tell us maybe who they were working for?
You don't know enough about the city, but with
And
the
no-
information that you have from this, that you might be able to get something out of Zenda, probably. You would
Can we make sure we videotape the guy, all their faces?
Oh yeah, sure.
Well,
With our-
everything until your armor was destroyed was getting broadcast back from your visual
Right.
feeds.
But that's what I'm wondering. Does anyone
So
else?
enough that they saw, he was able to see the initial attack and what you got attacked with and
Right,
what
but
they
not
looked like.
okay.
So he won't really gain anything from any further video.
I want to
Okay.
quickly, because we need to get out of here.
Yes, this is going to attract a lot of attention really fast.
Yeah.
We should leave the car here though.
Agreed. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to
Oh,
hide
next
it.
time I fight, you can win one.
Can we take the
There we
plasma gun off of it?
Oh
The
sure.
cannon? Can we take the plasma cannon?
There you go.
Please?
You got one.
Yeah, see what we can do in terms of there's at least the one who
Take
I
some
took
of this
out.
sweet armor too.
Take the
Yeah, no,
armor from
for
him,
sure.
take the weaponry from him,
All right, you strip a couple of them really quickly, get their gear
and
together.
then let's get
I
going.
imagine
beat
after
these.
slapping it with his helmet, I still have it in my
Oh, you still have
hands.
his helmet.
Okay.
She's talking about getting the rest of it.
Yes.
The other bits. All right, after that, you are able to return to your hidden hideout. It takes quite a bit of time to make sure that you don't have any tails with that happening. You're
Yeah.
extra cautious,
And-
particularly you.
Yeah.
And it is well after what you would be considered dark if the sky ever changed in this damn place when you get back.
That
And
makes
you
sense.
are very exhausted.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
We did Fallow Hall and all those fights and got ambushed on the same day. This was awesome, guys.
Anything on any of this equipment that is broadcasting a signal or
Once you brought it back, Zenda immediately started checking over all the equipment,
Cool.
taking
Good, good,
things
good, good.
apart.
Oh,
looking
and I
over
suck
them.
all the power out of them before we.
nice.
Like,
Yep.
Even better.
Yeah,
Makes
that
them
way they can't
guaranteed
broadcast
safe.
anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And you have returned to your domiciles for now. You have still a lot of that exhaustion carried over from. You're less tired, but still.
I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole bunch of fighting today. That makes me tired and grumpy. I had to fight a little kid. I was so messed up.
They might do worse things to you before it's done, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, well, I didn't kill anybody today. Oh, except all those people.
It's all right.
Defense.
I didn't kill anybody in the fights where. But then, like, I only had 3 fights, and I'm pretty sure I murdered like 12 people. They were shooting.
I know.
They had guns and lightning guns. That was so dumb. I killed them all.
Judging by the
Also-
quality of the equipment, I would believe that this is from one of the local underbosses. Yelena Flynn is one of Antonius Basileus's many underbosses. They all pay tribute to the boss.
So she runs a district?
She would run a district.
Did she have
I
Did she
remember.
have a fighter?
She's not known for her ownership of fighters, but for her ownership of one of the gates.
Gates?
Yes, there are still permanent gates here that are active. Generally, the metaverses on the other end are a little morally flexible to maintain contact with this place.
Well, of course.
Rosie, you jumped up in the air like 100 feet.
Right, I know.
So you're just no big dealing that because you couldn't do that before, and that's really cool.
It is really cool. I'm trying to be cool.
Well, stop trying to be cool. It's okay to be excited about a new power. That's so cool.
I know, it's just, it's different power.
I've kept Miss James busy.
Oh, really?
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
She's been gathering information for me, infrastructure, security protocols, barracks locations, utility surfaces, everything. Give me a covert ops check, please, Mike.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's really obvious immediately by the places that he's describing that he's planning something major, like city-wide. We're not just talking about something little.
What's your game here, Zenda?
It's not just Antonius, it's this whole place. I mean, sure, he's the nucleus, but this whole facade has to go. This is not how Arena is supposed to be. And the longer it stays like this, the worse things are going to get. It's become clear to me that Antonius Basileus is destabilizing the metaverse to a point of no return. And I'm sure he clearly has an agenda that ensures his own survival or his own plan, but the results will end countless metaverses and trillions upon trillions of lives. Already, his actions have caused countless deaths and the end of metaverses. The end of metaverses. Do you understand that? Gone. And it's only getting worse. It's like he's purposefully targeting key points across the metaverse and making this happen. Somehow he's found a way to simply remove beings from the metaverse. I'm not talking killed here. I'm talking removed, gone, no traces. Change the course of history stuff. Avatars from all over. Roads can't even find these people. They're gone.
And so, to be clear, this isn't an unforeseen consequence of his actions.
This is his plan. And
I am not good at whistling.
I see that.
Okay, I'm trying.
And the same is true with the pilots who have won the tournament. The pilots that have won and gotten the chance to challenge Antonius Basileus. Gone. No trace, just gone. Not dead, gone. Do you understand what that means? The implications of this. He is undoing the very threads that hold the metaverse together. His brave new world is the death of others.
Don't worry, Zenda.
That seems the sort of thing we should worry about.
Don't worry, Wyatt.
This is important.
Why?
Because it's cool.
We can't just beat him. We have to undo him. We have to undo this whole place, all this damage. We have to do what can't be done. If not for yourselves or for your home or to end this, to stop. Do it for the avatars you lost. Do it for the avatars that you barely remember.
Mine's not lost because he's looking for me.
Because they're at risk too. If the metaverse collapses, they go too. And they won't even know it.
Well, Zenda.
We're talking about a loss of life at an unfathomable scale. I am not altruistic. I am not a hero, but I cannot let that happen.
You won't. You got this, bro.
I'm gonna go downstairs and work on the pods. You have a meal, enjoy yourselves. I just need some time.
He just doesn't know because he's not there, man. You know? It'll be fine.
He's not where?
With us.
Do you mean?
You know.
There's a plan.
You're damn right. Zenda's got a plan too.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to make sure it works by making sure our plan works.
It's weird that I trust Zeus more than I trust Zenda, isn't it?
It's because you trust me more than you trust Zenda.
That's true.
Fair.
Zenda's going to do the right thing now because he feels forced into it. Guilt is very powerful.
Knowledge check. Do I have any idea what Crash knows that is giving him this perspective that the plans are going to align? That Zeus and Zenda are...
Sure.
Cool. Beat it by 6.
It is Zeus's certainty, a prophecy. All of it's tied together.
So this is all the metaverse in total and the metaverse of the gods are working towards the same end. That's what you...
I think so. I think not on purpose, but I think so.
Crash is definitely hiding something. Not in a malicious sense, but it's probably that thing, whatever it is, that he couldn't tell you about before.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
Don't make me lie to you. You too, Rosie.
Fair enough.
You can't lie to me,
Oh, I can. You'll just know.
but you haven't.
Funny thing, when you think back, when Zenda said it's all my fault, he wasn't lying.
Yep. I would like Rosie to go to her room.
Mm-hmm.
What keeps replaying in Rosie's head is the first fight, where the guy did nothing, and he stood there, he got knocked down, and he got pummeled to a bloody punch.
Mm-hmm.
Loki, I need you. Is there any response?
A tickle.
Cool. I'm gonna use my god magic. This is so lame, but Rosie really wants to do it. I assume there are holding cells in every house for the pilots where they're being kept, or
There's a variety of different methods used.
Great, but there's a wall or a floor or a something.
In most cases, yeah.
Great. The face of Hex Destiny is a symbol that is going to be somewhere in every pilot's room on this planet. And it's going to say Hex's Hope underneath it. It's going to magically appear. It's not going to go away. You can chisel that motherfucker down. It's going to come right back the next day because it's God magic. I want to inspire and give hope.
And use magic in Arena.
To all of the pilots.
The one thing we were told not to do.
Well, I'm just feeling the feels.
Yeah, no, that's what I break rules for.
Oh my God!
That's what I put the metaverse in danger for.
Christian, well then I shouldn't do it.
No,
a god magic.
Of course you shouldn't do it, but you're doing it anyway. Again.
That is an 11, and I'm going to use my +5 from Patreon and my +5 from my buff.
Just to make sure that we really
So
fuck
you're gonna
things
make it a 1.
I want it because I want it to succeed.
You want it to succeed. Well, the 1, it
I
is
want
most
to give hope and
certainly
inspire all of the
a
prisoners.
success.
No, you want to tag all of their prisons. That's not the same thing.
I want to
You want to put
inspire
all of us
hope.
around so you can draw a picture on the wall for somebody.
I want to inspire hope and a movement, and I don't want them to feel the loss and the emptiness.
Your 1 is such a good success.
I mean, it's
and
not
such
like an
a
obvious
beyond
giant thing. It's like a tiny little,
is so beyond the threshold of success that not only does the Hex's Hope symbol appear everywhere, it is universally translatable in any language to any being who looks upon it.
So anybody can look at it and say, hey, that says Hex's Hope.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, Dumbledore's army. You feel me?
It is. It's just like Dumbledore's army. I'm just waiting for everything to come down on top of us because that was like the one thing we weren't supposed to do.
Rosie left you guys alone in the what you call your general area. that
And
you
went and
share.
cast a giant spell. We didn't notice?
Not with a 1.
Good. don't ever tell me you did that.
Not with a 1. Mr. Jackson, would you give me a hand down here?
Okay.
Heading downstairs, he's fiddling with the metapods. You help me with this coupler over here. And the two of you start working on the pods again, and he starts rambling to you about more and more and more of the parts and how they work, and answering some of the questions you left him with last time.
So why do you think you're gonna die?
It's not really something I can avoid at this point, Mr. Jackson.
I'm at the top of the stairs listening.
You are like 100% acting like somebody who knows they're about to die.
This is correct.
Maybe you're not.
I'm fairly certain, Mr. Jackson, that my death is rather imminent. I have metal taking over my entire body.
Yeah, can you see the future?
No, I don't think I'd want to. I really...
My dad can see the future. Did you know that?
I did, Mr. Jackson.
My dad can see the future.
I read it in his file when I was working for Tom. I read all your files.
I'm just saying, you're acting like you're not in it. And I think that you are.
You are the future, Mr. Jackson. You are going to make things right.
No, I'm going to help us all get there, sure. But so are you. And you might even be alive afterwards. So, you know, I got the basics of how to add a coupler. We did 3 of these together already. I promise I remember. You want to talk about something you like instead of something you feel you need to pass on to me before you die?
You like stories about pirates, Mr. Jackson?
You bet I do.
Thank you for watching Masters of the Metaverse. We are going to be taking next Monday off for Veterans Day.
Yay.
But we will be back on the 18th. I can't wait to see all of you again then.
I'm excited.
Yay!
We love you guys.
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you. And good night. We'll see you soon.
Don't forget to check out Zoe
Thanks,
Game
y'all.
Night when we do that next. Probably Thursday, right?
Probably Thursday.
Table Takes on Friday. You can check that out. You can check out the Game Board 1 Kickstarter still happening. My new show, the Rural Punk.
Whoa, stop. Wait, start over with that one.
Yeah, my new show, Rural Punk, on this Thursday night on Shadowcasters Network is coming up. I'm pretty excited about that, too. And I just kind of fleshed out my character for it. It's going to be pretty neat.
Nice.
Looks like we're going to take care of
on
some...
Wednesday.
Huh?
Audio Dungeon on Wednesday.
Audio Dungeon on Wednesday.
Nice.
So much to watch.
Woo! If only it was all in one place. Don't worry, we'll get there, folks.
Soon, very soon.
All
Love
right.
you all. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Bye.
There you go.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse, they travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.